price of freedom is death. We're coming to get our check.
Black first to every single last one of you. Welcome, my brothers and my sisters. How y'all doing? Okay. Tonight, we're going to have the open mic live because this is the tradition that we have every first live stream of the month. We do an open mic live and we discuss what happened in the previous month. We, give our interpretations, ask questions, and we chop it up. First off, y'all see the new setup? Y'all see that? Change things around a little bit. I got, some different stuff going on. I wanted y'all to get a different feel. It's always time to upgrade. So y'all, I want y'all to let me know in the comment section what y'all think, how y'all liking it. Got the flag poles and all that stuff. I want y'all to give me y'all opinion, okay? Because it's all up to y'all. It's y'all opinion, right? So I want to know what you guys think about this. I appreciate y'all patience too. We was handling business on the other channel on TikTok, so we was doing that. But I want to start off with a little reminder. This is what I do. This is the tradition here. Welcome to all of the new people. We appreciate you. Welcome. Thank you very much to all of the people who are new, who haven't subscribed. Welcome in. Thank you, guys. To all of the family that's been here, welcome. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So let's start off with how the month started. And the month started with none other than Shabuti got an award for best country duo or something like that. And he decided to take that opportunity to shout out how immigrants literally built the country. That's how the month started. All right. That's how it all started that way. Okay.
And again, the last thing I want to say, immigrants built this country, literally. So this is for them, for all children of immigrants. This is also for those who came to this country in search of better opportunity to be a part of a nation that promised freedom for all and equal opportunity to everyone willing to work for it. Thank you for bringing your culture, your music, your stories, and your traditions here. You give America color. I love y'all so much. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, so that's how the month started. It started off like that, y'all. It started off like that. Okay? Started off like that. All right. Then moving forward after that, and there's so much to talk about, so we're just gonna kind of get to the main things. Then after that, I mean, I'm telling you, the foundational Black American disrespect that we received this month is crazy. But I want to talk about the big major things that we got going on. Okay. So then after that, you had this woman get on this podcast and call us dirty Black Americans. Let me show you guys that. Let's do a recap on exactly what it was. Okay, here it is.
I'm hating. Why? Where you from? What's your background? You American? Dirty Black American?
Wait, what?
Huh? What?
Wait, what'd you
American?
say?
Black American? What?
No. Hold on. You said dirty Black American.
You heard that? You just asked me what I said. I did.
Why you said that?
Because that's what y'all are. Dirty Black American.
She just said that?
I did. A dirty Black American. I sure did. Because that's what y'all are.
Just chill out on that dirty Black American comment. That's all.
I'm sorry. You really took offense to that. I apologize.
Anybody would take offense to that.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't.
Why you said that though? I'm saying, why would you even fix your lips and say that though? I'm confused.
Because that's just my experience. Like, it's my experience. So I'm gonna speak on it. But I apologize.
It's your experience?
Yeah. So I apologize.
What experience you had?
If I offended you.
You accept the apology?
No.
Like, that's super disrespectful. Like,
she did say it's dirty.
All right.
Black Haitians
nah, I would never fix my lips to say, and I know some dirty Black Haitians. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would never fix my lips to say dirty Black. I wouldn't generalize, like, you know what I'm saying? So, and now it is, bro. That's that Caribbean.
It's not.
And this is why we having the diaspora wars, because the dumb shit words. Remember that other Haitian, bro? Remember the other Haitian shit?
Care about nationalities. It's all about the personality to me.
You just said
No. I don't. I'm sorry. I can't do Americans. I need somebody with culture. I'm sorry.
Black Americans got culture. Americans got culture. You rolling. It must be a Haitian thing for sure. Like, yeah, I don't know.
See, okay, all right. Now, get that. It's, you know, that we had that, and then there was a whole thing when it comes to Haitian, like, oh, she don't represent all of Haiti. Then some people saying that we was doing too much by defending ourselves, and then I'm talking about, it was just so much that happened. Then after that, you had the Prince of Pan-Africanism, so he calls himself. Dr. Umar decided to get up there, and he decided to weigh in. So this is what Dr. Umar decided to do. He created a brand new movement. The DAFFA movement, to counter FBA and our quote-unquote divisive rhetoric.
My movement to counteract the negativity of these movements we're discussing is going to be the DAFFA movement. DAFA, descendants of African freedmen in America. Remember, Loom, after freedom came, we were known as what? Freedmen. That was a legal classification. We were the freedmen. My 3 times great-grandfather George fought in the Civil War. My 4 times great-grandfather Steve fought in the Civil War. My cousins Lewis and Charles, the sons of Frederick Douglass, fought in the Civil War. I'm a descendant of freedmen who fought to keep this country from being divided. And we have rights as freedmen. So we're fighting as descendants of African, not no American. You ain't never putting that in no title, no organization of mine. Descendants of African freedmen in America. So my movement to counteract the negativity of these movements we're discussing is going to be the DAFFA movement. DAFA, descendants of African freedmen in America. Remember, Loom,
So, descendants of African freedmen in America. So he started his own movement to delineate, but he just don't like FBA. So he doesn't like Africa. He doesn't, I mean, it's a lot. Okay. All right. So yeah, you got that. So that's something to talk about. I'm just giving everybody a kind of rundown, and then to end everything, Donald Trump, you know, he bombed Iran, and everybody's talking about that. Everybody's talking about Donald Trump bombing Iran, and now we're at war and all of that stuff. I'm going to show you a clip. There's one clip I'm trying to get real quick. There's a whole bunch of other people giving their takes and stances on it. But this is the clip I wanted to show you guys. All right here.
Seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission. We pray for every service member as they selflessly risk their lives to ensure that Americans and our children will never be threatened by a nuclear-armed Iran seeks to kill. The lives of courageous Americans.
So yeah, it's back to that. Is really back to the weapons of mass destruction talk, and it's because Iran had weapons of mass destruction, and that's the reason why he's doing this, because we're protecting Americans from Iran and their nuclear weapons that they were developing. All right. And that goes against, I guess, the contract on rule and all that stuff. A lot of people are upset about it. Nobody agrees with it. Right. You have people on the left and the right. Nobody agrees on it. The thing, though, is that the right, they don't agree, not because they want peace. They don't really care about peace. The right doesn't agree because they don't think that Trump is doing this for America's interest. They feel as if Trump is doing this for another group of people's interest. And because Trump is doing this for another group of people's interest, they don't agree with it. Okay. So much so that you got hardcore, super hardcore alt-right, the most hardcore alt-right person you could probably think of, Nick Fuentes, talking about voting Democrat.
Gone horribly wrong. All of those people, with some exceptions, were never Trumpers in 2016. Shapiro didn't vote for Trump in 2016. Mark Levin was critical of Trump in 2016. Where were these people when the movement was actually born, when those pillars were in place? Now all of those people are in the center. The movement is something else now. And what we need in 2028, this is our last chance. We need in 2026 for this administration to be shut the fuck down. What does this administration do other than cover up the Epstein files, embezzle money through government contracts, and bring us to war for Israel? This administration needs to be shut down immediately. Do not vote in the midterms. And if you do, vote for Democrats. Fuck this. That is what the Republicans deliver. That is what our golden age looks like. The tariffs were refunded. The deportations were stopped. They wound down and withdrew the ice from Minneapolis. What does this administration do other than embezzle money, go to war with Iran, and bury the Epstein files? Oh, and blackmail Harvard so they police anti-Semitism and ban people who criticize Israel from being in America. This administration needs to be shut down immediately. It has forfeited its mandate. They promise no new wars. They promise mass deportations in America first, and we're not getting any of it. So shut it down. In 2026, shut it down.
And he goes on. That's about half the clip. I don't need to show you guys too much more of that, but that's half the clip. So Nick, and here's the thing, when it comes to him, I want you guys to understand these people are not loyal to anybody. They don't really have loyalty like that, especially Nick Fuentes, who can't keep a friend to save his life. He has to do the most outlandish thing possible in order to stay relevant. So now voting for Democrats, that's how he's keeping his name relevant at this point, because he doesn't have any friends. He's not going to have anybody who wants him to stay on or put him on. So he has to say the most, like, quite literal outlandish thing in order for him to, keep some relevance. But I want you guys to understand that the reason for this is because they don't like the support they feel like, or they don't like, I would say, they don't like the reason for this. They feel like the reason for this isn't in America's best interest. Like I said before, they feel like this is about somebody else, which, I ain't gonna say they ain't wrong, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that, that's why they don't like it. It's not because they love peace. They're not peace keepers. They're not keepers of the peace. The fact that anybody is surprised, I'm opening up the lines now. The fact that anybody is surprised is kind of shocking. Y'all clearly didn't pay that much attention because Trump actually did say he was going to do it. Trump has actually said that during his campaign that he was going to blow Iran up. He did say that. So the fact that anybody's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like, no, that's always what he was on. He was always on that. He always said he was going to do that. That's been his thing. So, yeah. So the number, if you guys want to call in and chop it up for the first of the month, y'all call in. The number is 949-381-0044. That is 949-381-0044. All right. Call in. Let us know what you guys got to say. What do y'all think about this? All right. I need to know. I need to get an update from the family. Hear what you guys got to say about all this. There's a lot going on. This is our tradition. This is what we do here. Make sure I share this because we got callers on here. Oh, please don't tell me. Y'all know I got a bad habit of hitting the wrong buttons sometimes. Sometimes I do. I have a bad habit of hitting the wrong buttons. So I'm trying not to hit the wrong buttons right now. All right. Hold on. There I go again, hitting the wrong buttons. Well, I'm not technically hitting the wrong buttons. I'm clicking the wrong things. So I need to be sharing it, not doing all that now. All right. Okay, doc. So let's get to it. All right. I love it when you're our first caller. I really do. I really do love it when you're our first caller. Miss Nisi, can you hear us?
Afro.
Hey, how you doing?
Yes,
how
I
you
can
doing?
hear you.
Okay.
Yeah. As soon as you put the number up, I hit. Like I said, I got you programmed in my phone, so I can be first. Anywho, before we get started, you know I like to do a prayer.
Mm-hmm.
So, most gracious Heavenly Father, we know you got us. We're going through trial by fire right now, Lord. But through it all, we already know we got the victory because we are your chosen people. Lord, please continue to keep your hedge of protection over Brother Afro and all content creators from the New Black Media. And I ask this all in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen, amen, and amen. Mm-hmm. Now, let me give my 2 cents on what's going on. I don't know if you read your Bible, baby, but this is biblical. This is it's in God's word. So what's gonna happen, And like I pray, the most gracious Heavenly Father got us all. You take care of Afro. You know I always keep you uplifted in prayer. Love you, baby.
Ma'am. Love you too. Thank you. All right, that's true. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. I love it when she's I feel like when she's the first caller, it really does set the room really well. It sets the room well. Now we've had a lot of new people subscribe. Let me just give a breakdown of some of the rules. Y'all can call in, y'all can talk about what you guys want to talk about. However, we are on the YouTube platform, so anything you say does have to follow the YouTube guidelines. So don't be coming in. I know, you can say what you want to say, but you do have to be careful, especially right now, because anytime any foreign conflict happens, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people have a lot of things, and then YouTube really gets really sensitive with misinformation and things like that. So we don't want to be spreading misinformation or hate or anything like that. So just be careful. That's all I gotta say. Just be careful. All right, caller from area code 718.
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing, brother? How you doing? What's your name?
How you doing, bro? Peace and love, man. I listen to you all the time, man. I'm John, calling from Brooklyn, New York, man.
Oh, okay.
Hey, man. A lot of people haven't been listening. I mean, like you said, Trump said he was gonna do what he was gonna do. I mean, you gotta respect Trump, man. At least he puts his mouth where his words are. He walked the walk. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, and that means this kingdom is on its way out. You know, that means we got to get ourselves right. With this delineating and all, I'm with it, man. You know what I'm saying? Separate ourselves from the so-called Africans. You know what I'm saying? The Africans are our enemies. You know, let the enemies fight each other. You know what I mean? But we gotta focus on ourselves.
I agree. I was looking at, everybody's giving their opinions and stances and all that, right? And I'm seeing some of the reactions, and a lot of the Iranian people, especially if you go like to TikTok, a lot of the Iranian people, they're celebrating it because I guess their supreme minister, I don't know his exact position, but their leader in their country, he was taken out, and they're out there, they're throwing parades, they're celebrating and all that stuff. And my thing is that why should we be concerned for their behalf? How are we going to get more upset when they're celebrating? We got other stuff to worry about. If they ain't worried about it, I don't see how we should be worried about it. I mean, we should pay attention to it, because anything involved in America, period, we should pay attention to. But I'm seeing people out there, there was some protests in Chicago where people are like, no, but I'm like, okay, that's because anything Trump does, y'all gonna protest. Y'all just don't get sick of that.
Right.
But we
right.
already got something going on, for real.
Yeah. You know, I mean, and that's what I'm talking about. We need to focus on ourselves. I mean, let the enemies fight each other. You know what I'm saying? They gonna annihilate each other. You know, we have to focus on ourselves, because guess what? When the shit really hits the fan, they're gonna leave us to fend for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Truth be told, they're gonna leave us to fend for ourselves. The rich elites, they're gonna look out for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be left to us to come together as one nation and help each other out and save one another with the Lord Almighty. You know, with the help of the Heavenly Father, of course. You know what I'm saying? He's going to ultimately come save us. We in these last days, and it's being shown every day. Every day. This world is losing its grip every day. Its grip every day. And they're not even focusing on us. So it is left up to us to focus on ourselves.
Real talk, brother. Yeah. You ain't said nothing.
You know, Donald Trump, he's nothing but a face.
I'm gonna let you land, because I want to make sure I get to everybody.
Okay. Okay, brother.
Yeah, thank you. Peace to you, brother. Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. We got stuff we got to worry about right here. All right. Caller from area code 347. You're on live. Caller from area code. Okay, well, I guess you're not on live anymore. Caller from area code 850. You're on live.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Hey,
yeah.
What's up? How you doing, Afro?
I'm good. How you doing, brother?
Quick. I'm good. Yeah, this Keith in Panama City. Two things. Number one, I want to call in and say shout out to the FBA community for with that Austin situation happening. I saw a lot of us jump on there and jump right ahead of that, because I was one of the first people that saw the actual reports of it and how they came out. One of the first things they said was the shooter is an African American, and then everybody's like, oh, hell no. We ain't doing that. We saw the picture and we stopped it right there. That's very pivotal. See how fast they changed it. For less than 24 hours, they had to jump on there and say where he was from and when he got here. That's very important. Very important. The other thing is,
can I just highlight that real quick? This is another reason why they have such an issue with delineation, is because they understand when events like that happen, and there's retaliation, they want us to kind of be like the buffer for retaliation. You know what I'm saying? So if we're saying we're not involved at all, we're not going to be anywhere around the target. So now everybody got to stand on their own square. Everybody got to kind of deal with their own business. You know, you don't get to hide behind mommy and daddy no more, really.
Yeah, we the shock absorbers.
Yeah.
Now we done unbolted and took out the frame. Now they just dealing with their own springs, and they don't pop back like that. The other thing is, I want everybody to pay attention to how it went from this delineation when it started, and it's starting to pick up. We know it. Appreciate you and your platform and many others. They started off saying, "This is something online. This is something online. Oh, it's just them. It's just them." Then it went from, "Hey brother, why are you divisive? Why are you divisive?" Then it went from that to, "You are a hate group. You a hate group." And I started paying attention. I'm saying they trying to pull a card from the Asian community during the pandemic, where they trying to get some pseudo protection by trying to put us in the forefront, put the bullseye on our back, Those FBA dudes, they are a hate group. And listen to how they talking now. Oh, I got beat up when I was 2 years old. And you like, what? And then you talk across the board. Real ones, I'm Gen X. I'm from the 85 to the late 80s to the 90s. We was calling that out, and they used to get a pass from our elders, AKA Civil Rights Movement. We ain't doing that no more. For the younger generation like yourself that's standing on your square, we get a chance to step in and say, nah, we ain't going to do what our elders did. We going to stand behind what they talking about.
Yeah.
And they pivoting to get some kind of pseudo protection for their behinds not getting deported up out of here. And they taking a playbook from the Asians and saying, if we go after the foundational Black Americans, white T daddy gonna pay attention. Look at the vitriol they coming at now. It started from dismissing to they want to latch on to it to these guys are a hate group. Pay attention, everybody. So when you deal with them, straighten them, but keep it a biscuit. Be like, hey, I'm good. You on your own. That's all I got to say about it.
All right.
And appreciate the time, man. Good broadcast.
Yeah. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I want us to understand, right, about the guy, since we are going to bring that up. A lot of people, and I'm hearing a lot of people online talking about that guy is more than likely a sleeper agent. Okay. That guy is probably more than likely that. I mean, let's be very honest. You don't know I mean, it's a lot of red flags. Let's be very clear. It's a lot of red flags. Red flag number one, the guy said he had a sweatshirt or a sweater or something like that said property of Allah. Muslims don't wear shirts or clothing that has Allah's name on it. And you've never seen a Muslim wear a shirt that says property of Allah. You've never seen that because they don't do that. Okay. And then Iranian flag, and he's not from Iran. So a lot of people are like, is that a sleeper agent? Is this some type of psyop or whatever the case is? Regardless of all of that, we don't even, the fact that we've delineated from that and he's from Senegal means that that's not our business to even deal with. That's the thing about it, is that y'all can't even try to put that off on us. So we don't even got to be all like, no, that's not real, that's fake, this is that. And we don't even got to be analyzing. The second we say, oh, he's from outside the lineage, we all like, oh, well, that looked like that's their business. Senegal can go handle that. But, oh, remember that Senegalese woman who said she wanted to put a bomb on her chest and blow us all up? Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember the Senegalese woman last month who said she wanted to put a bomb? Y'all not looking really good right now. I'm just saying. I don't know what y'all got going on, but y'all not really looking really good right now. But look, that's all I'm saying. We just got to focus on our business. Okay. Let them deal with that. Let them deal with that. All right. Let's get to caller 737. Caller from area code 737.
Hey, Afro, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hello? Okay, yeah. I was just calling because it seemed like as soon as Black History Month started, we had to jump out the gate protecting our lineage because Shabuzi coming out with that blatant lie of immigrants built this country. You know what's so crazy about that? When we talk about immigrants, you could literally go to the 60s, and like that's where most of these people came from. But
wait, hold on. Let me just make a.
So I don't know.
Hold on, let me make a correction. That woman might have been from Sierra Leone. If she's from Sierra Leone, I guess it's a different place then. I might have got that confused, but I correct myself. Okay, I stand corrected. All right, go ahead.
Oh, okay, yeah. But even with her, she literally wished everybody a Black History Month except the people it was created for. I mean, it just came. I don't even really remember this month celebrating any leaders of our ancestors, because we was on defense the whole time. The whole time. Even because that one lady in the interview who we found out, I think she was Nigerian, was talking about we were afraid to be Africans or ashamed. It's nothing like that. It's just, again, if they're not going to be Afro-Jamaicans, Afro-Brazilians, Afro-Haitians, or none of that, I don't get why the big problem is with us trying to switch over and make sure we start getting something, because if not, we're about to get erased out. That's just all that was to it. And it's like, it's going to be a constant fight for that. So it's like, I think like every month's going to have to be dedicated to our heritage. I mean, like, we're going to have to be out in the blue with it. It's like 4th of July even. I'm looking at that differently now. Like, we're going to have to like celebrate everything with our lineage leading it. Because if not, I mean, these Africans, I mean, they're just going to take it with the Caribbeans too. Because I've seen it with, I used to be on a scholarship committee, and you would start seeing people with Indian last names. You'll see people with Chinese last names, just really anybody to get Martin Luther King scholarships and stuff like that. And we were getting drowned out because you started getting Latinos on the committee. You started getting Asians and all these different groups and whatnot. So, yeah, I think, Black History Month, that's going to have to be literally all 365. Because if not, I mean, you saw them trying to steal hip hop. I mean, they're trying to. I mean, it looked like the Koreans are trying to get in on the R&B thing. So it's like we're gonna have to get our culture and I mean, just bring it all back in and just settle it in, because these different groups will not stop. And I just want to end there that it just seems like this in the February we were on defense the whole. Felt it like that.
I agree. I appreciate your call. But yeah, that's true.
Yes, sir.
That's true. I mean, despite that one news clip from ABC where they were talking about our inventors, we pretty much were on defense the entire time. We were on defense the whole time, you know. And this is just a sign to let us know exactly what type of time everybody's on. You know what I'm saying? Right now, everybody's trying to kind of humble us, to knock us down a peg, because they feel like we're on our high horse. And they've been feeling like that ever since the last election. And they definitely don't want us to be on our high horse. They don't want us to be operating at a very high level of confidence, a high frequency. They don't want us to be in sync like that. So they're really trying to kind of throw us out of our emotions, get us in our emotions. Okay, they want us to be disturbed. They want us to be bothered. They want us to be frustrated and upset. It's a lot of that they want, especially considering the fact that this is a election year this year. All right, so when you add all of that stuff up together, of course they want that. So we're just gonna have to make sure that we're very loud about our culture, our heritage, our history all year, all month long. Okay, like we just got to pretty much have a whole takeover. Just a whole takeover. Every month is Black History Month. Okay, every single month we got to have a whole flat out takeover. If it was your month before, it ain't now, and go someplace else with that. We got to have a whole takeover for real. All right. Caller from area code 401.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm good.
I just want to say that I appreciate everything that you're doing, and I feel real disrespect, you know what I'm saying, from other people that we made a way to come here and how they're treating us. It's really disheartening.
Yeah, to see it in real time, like to hear about it, we always we knew it a little bit, but to like see it on podcasts, to see it in real time the way we're seeing it, it really gets to you. It makes you frustrated, makes you mad, and it's not a good feeling. I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
it makes me frustrated too. I mean, even though I know it still does frustrate me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I just want to say that, like, I appreciate what you're doing. And like it's really hurtful. It really is.
Yeah.
And that's all I want to say.
Well, appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it
Thank
is,
you
but
for everything you're doing.
of course, and I appreciate your support. That's why we got to put a stop to it. We got to put a stop to that. Okay. And then as foundational Black Americans, we've been beat up and talked about and degraded and made to feel like nothing from everybody, and that's over with now. Okay, that's the generational curse of this country that we got to end, so the next generation doesn't grow up with psychological low self-esteem because everybody around is saying you don't have culture, you don't know where you're from, all of this and all of that. All right. So we just got to make sure we, represent loudly and consistently. Caller from area code 904. You're on live.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, this is Andrea Jones. And I must say that with the delineation, we got to go harder because they're doubling down still. And because I see them all online, and with their foolishness, and I'm getting tired of these tethers. Okay, I have a saying for them: tethers, treacherous enemies that hates every real soldier. And when you think about that. It's the FBAs they hate. And, the things that they're doing now, I let my granddaughter watch them with me. And I teach her what a tether is because not everybody who comes from outside is a tether, but it's the actions that they do. So I'm teaching my grandkids, about tethers so they won't get caught up in the system. And that's all I had to say. We got to teach our babies to the danger of tethers. Because they are some sneaky people. And I encountered, I'm in my 60s. I grew up in North New Jersey. And I encountered the Haitians. It was quite a few of them North, when I was coming, I was in my 20s, my mid-20s. And they used to smell so bad. And so one day, I did ask them. I said, why do y'all smell like that? And they said because they didn't use deodorant and they like the smell of a natural body odor. So I just left it at that. So that's that's all I want to say. That we got to keep putting them in check because you get them to stop doing one thing and then they do something else, and you got to call them out on it. So we just got to keep calling them out. And don't let them get away with nothing. And we should delineate as fast as we can. That's my take on it. Afro Elite, everybody be blessed and stay safe.
All right,
and keep tether checking. Goodbye.
All right, you have a good one. Hey, I respect that. That's true. And I'm glad she's teaching her grandchildren about that. Shout out to the elders in the community. Shout out to them for real. I mean, that's what we need. Okay, that's what we've been needing, so shout out to them. We got some real ones. Caller from area code 317. You're on live.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
Gary from Indiana. Yeah, man. I was just noticing two things, seeing that the word tonight.
Can you speak up just a little bit more? Can you speak up just a little bit more?
Oh, I'm sorry about that. How's this? Is this better?
Yeah, much better. Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was noticing how the word of tonight is is deflection and everything. And I noticed, with these DAFFA awards, how they, attacked the two brothers. It was convenient that they did that because the way I see it, it was also to get everybody's mind off this thing that was going down with Prince Andrew and these Epstein files. And, you know, it seems like, yeah, it was premeditated because you got a big media corporation backing it. You know, that's one thing. And the second thing is this dude that walked in that's supposed to be Sinhalese that walked in, and what did he have written on his jersey? Something about
Property
Allah.
of Allah. That's what he had.
Yeah, yeah. Well, one thing we know about Muslims, and it doesn't matter if they're the ones from over here or the ones that are from over there. They don't advertise it like the Christians do. You know, Jesus is my co-pilot, stuff like that. So, that's kind of something to think about as far as maybe, there's more to it than what it seems to be, and who could have possibly put him up to it. But that's just all, that's all I, pretty much want to say.
Yeah,
And
you're right. You're right about that. It's a lot of unanswered questions with that. It's a lot of unanswered questions with that. But to get to the BAFTA thing, and I'm so glad that the community has a general consensus on the fact that was deliberate. I'm so glad that there's not a huge debate. It's a couple of people trying to, I guess, be a little sympathetic to Tourette's, but for the most part, the whole Tourette's N-word thing, it didn't get past anybody. So I am glad about that.
Right. Well, all right, man.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
All right, you too. Thank you. Yeah. That whole I'm glad, because I'm all like, when I saw that, I'm all like, oh, there's gonna be somebody who's gonna be sympathetic to somebody with Tourette's, and they're gonna be like, y'all don't really understand what it's like, and y'all don't understand how hard it is, and Tourette's is not easy to deal with. And listen, let me be abundantly clear. I'm not here to make fun of anybody who has any type of disability. Okay, I sympathize with that. However, what we do know in the community, and trust me, we historically are the most sympathetic and understanding and graceful people you could possibly meet. So we understand all of that. But you're not going to sit up there and play our grace and our sympathy for stupidity. You're not going to do that, okay? You're not going to sit up there and play us like we're idiots and we're naive to the world. We know when you did something on purpose. We know that whole DAFFA thing that was done on purpose. I'm still of the opinion that John Davison was in on it. Okay, I'm still of that opinion, and I'm of the opinion that the DAFFA awards had that set up because they could have took it out and they did it. So yeah, I don't think that was an accident by any stretch of the word at all. I don't. Caller from area code 937.
Hey, good afternoon. Good evening, brother. Nice to meet you. I'm Fred from Dayton, Ohio. I just want to tell the brothers and sisters out there, we have nothing to be ashamed of. The whole world has been stepping to our tune without even knowing it. When you alluded to inventions, the world we live in today would not be possible without FBA inventions, from your elevator door to your 3-light traffic signal to other innovations in science and math. That we are a people without comparison. We have nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah.
Not just in the inventions. We can talk about music. I live in Ohio. Roger Troutman, Computer Love. He was the first to say computer love. And nowadays, a lot of relationships are started on the computer. He said that 35, 40 years ago. We got Boosie Collins, OJs, Nancy Wilson from Columbus, Bone Thugs and Harmony from Cleveland. Come on, man. We have nothing to be ashamed of. And I'm just talking about Ohio because I'm from Ohio and I rep my city, I rep my state. But this world would not be possible that we live in without us. From the invention of the car interior. Cadillac stole the invention of the interior, the pleated seats, the double plus seats and all that from a black inventor from Ohio who did it in carriages first. We have nothing to be ashamed of, man.
Okay. You know, it's interesting because they'll steal our inventions, they'll monetize it, and then they'll stereotype us for it. Then they'll be out here and actually stereotype us for it. They'll be all like, y'all just want reparations to buy Cadillacs in Georgia.
They'll still have on the hat. Yeah, they'll still have on the Levi 501 jeans.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And see,
all
this
over,
is
not
the history.
Not just here in America. We all over the world. They twerking in South of Africa, bro.
I want you to listen. This is the history that we need to be talking about all the time. This is the type of energy we need to be talking about all the time, because aspects of what we've done, what we've invented, what has been stolen, what we've innovated, all of that stuff, that can't be confined in one single month. It can't. I mean, to be honest,
we ain't gonna talk about the physicality, the gold medal, anything we touch, we take over.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, Dr. J. We have nothing to be ashamed of, people.
That's true. That's true. I respect that.
We have nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah.
They can say anything they want to. I'm gonna raise my head and smile at them. You ain't gotta educate them. Just smile at them and say, yeah, okay. I'll be that.
Yeah.
Because the greatest pressure that's ever been put on any people, but still we rise, we shine. The rights that the gay people have and the handicapped people have, we the ones that got sprayed and dogs got sick on us by fire hoses and all that. We got bit by dogs, everything, beat for just marching, beat for protest. It all came from us, man.
That's true.
So
and
y'all got nothing to
everybody's
be
moving
ashamed
to our
of.
beat now. And they don't want to admit it, but they are. They don't want to admit it, but they are. They're moving to our beat. They're moving to our beat.
I kind of agree with the Hebrew Israelites, but then I don't. I kind of believe we are a chosen people, but then I don't. And I'm going to leave it at that.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Respect to that, brother. Shout out to him. All right. Caller from area code. If y'all can do us a favor and hit that like button, please just don't forget. I know we get, lost in the conversation, but if y'all could do that, I greatly appreciate that. Caller from area code 267. You're on live.
Afro, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Yeah, this is Curtis in Philadelphia.
Curtis, how you doing, Curtis? How you doing, bro?
How you been, brother?
I'm good.
Yeah. I was just thinking, about Omar Johnson. He's trying to start, the front up, but it ain't going to go nowhere, man. Because, like I said, once a liar, always a liar. He lost all his credibility, man. You understand? When he's talking about he's gonna build that school, but if that school do come to light, it's being paid by the feds. Trust what I'm trying to tell you, okay? But otherwise, man, he ain't. It ain't gonna amount to nothing, man. Like I said, because everything he does, it does it on sinking sand, man. You understand? That's like when you build your house, man. If you don't build your house on solid ground, it's gonna sink eventually. And everything Omar does, it sinks. You understand? That's why he tried to go to the kids, because if he can get the kids, he got the future, because the children are the future and stuff like that. But when I hear him say, and like I said, Haitians, they to me they're not in void, man. You understand? Because like I said, they don't know. They just repeating, what they hear from other people, man. Otherwise, man, but what I really want to say to you, always speak the truth, because a lie have wings, but the truth have feet. Eventually, the truth will prevail, or the truth will always break through. A lie have wings. That means a lie will get you quicker, but the truth have feet. Eventually, the truth will get to you. Just keep spilling out truth, man, because no matter what you do, Afro Lee, if you keep spilling out truth, man, people will come. Because I'm hearing there's people in my age, because I'm 65, and you got the older generation, brother, you understand? Because like I said, I told you before, I never fought a day in my life, because a dumb donkey and a dumb elephant, all they do is go around in circles and spew dumb out. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at the Democrats and Republicans. You know what I'm saying? To me, they're dumb elephants and they're dumb donkeys. And what dumb donkeys do, they line up together and they do the same thing. Because like I said, they all together, they all serve the same devil. You understand? The Democrats and Republicans, they serve the same devil. No matter who wins, they all together. You understand? And like I said, just, you know, keep up the good work, man. No matter what you do, just keep telling the truth. Because eventually, man, as you keep telling the truth, people gonna start adding on and on. Because the truth, it outbeats anything, man. It will always, the truth will always break through, young brother. It will always. A lie cannot stand, my brother. That means when I say a lie cannot stand, that means you got to keep on lying to fulfill that lie. Keep on lying. And then on something when you try to tell the truth, ain't nobody going to believe, because you know why? You lied all your life. That's like Dr. Umar. That's all he does. So when he starts trying to speak the truth or even a little half of truth, people ain't going to believe him. He ain't going to believe because he started off with a lie. And a lie cannot stand.
Yeah,
so young brother, keep talking the truth, man. You know, God is with you. Like I said, that other young lady, we praying for you, brother. You understand? We may not be out there like that stuff, cause you know what I mean. But we praying for you, brother. You understand? You know what I mean. We praying for you to stay strong. We praying for you to keep wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of not just your word, but also God's word. Keep God in your heart, brother. Okay, man. You know.
Yes,
God
indeed.
bless you, Afro League, man.
Yes,
and
indeed.
You have a
Thank you,
blessed day,
brother.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm still waiting for you to come to Philly, brother. You know, I'm
gonna let you know. I'm gonna announce it. I'm not gonna sneak up on you. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah, you know, but you know, I can't. I just can't jump up and do things like I used to. You better give me a couple, maybe 3 or 4 days to get ready.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you know.
You know, I got health problems. You know,
all right, but let me get to these other callers.
Okay, God bless you, brother. Okay.
All right, thank you. God bless you too, brother. All right. Yeah. Okay. Caller from area code 718. You're on live.
Hi, how are you doing? Good evening. I'm calling because I would like to address. I heard a gentleman say about being erased, and he's right. I'm from Brooklyn. My name is Francine, and I'm from Brooklyn. Places that I used to go, restaurants. I'm talking about big restaurants and little chain restaurants and other businesses where you would see blacks and you would see other mixed people. The blacks have disappeared. And I noticed this. This is happening. You don't see not even one black in there no more. And I stopped going to these places because I don't trust it when it's all just one nationality. I don't trust it. Another thing that I want to know is, like the gentleman spoke on, the things that we accomplished coming up. And he's right, and I'm so proud to be an FBA. But I want to know, what are we going to do now? I am so angry with the Democrats because my eyes are open. And I'm not going to give them my vote for nothing. And I am a Democrat. But they got to do something for my vote. We have to get together and start thinking about what we're going to come to them and tell these people, if you want our votes, what we are going to do. We can't keep just giving them our votes because they are, I'm telling you, they're erasing us in New York and all the businesses. And it hurts me to where I be crying now because I see it and some people see it. It just seems like people are just walking around with their head in the sky and they're just not thinking what we should be making some kind of plans, having some kind of meeting, something, saying something. What we need. We can't just go every day and just act like it's okay. Because it's not okay because they're erasing us. I wanted to hear your opinion on it.
Okay. Well, I mean, I hate to hear that, and that is a real issue that we do have to address. There are movements to counter that. For instance, there's different groups. For instance, I shout out to Brooke and shout out to Brother Divine and the Freedmen's group that's going on and talking about reparations in New York. There's another brother I follow, known him for a couple years now, Brother Melrose. He's also in New York, and he has an entire website dedicated for Black American businesses. To get to the business part of it, I want to just get to the actual business part, and then we're going to get to the politics part, right? So to the business part of it, what we need is we kind of need to, as a culture, we need to recondition our economic priorities, and to make sure that our economic priorities are of Black American businesses. And that is something that we're doing. There's email campaigns about that. But we need to continue beating the drum on us changing and developing our economic priorities. We also need the businesses to, if they can, try to, meet us halfway, try to make a deal every other Saturday or something like that to meet us halfway. So in New York in particular, I know there is a movement. Melrose does have a website called melroseradio.com, where he does go to different businesses and all of that. So there is a movement for that. And there's a movement in New York just for Black Americans in New York, because I know you guys are dealing with a lot of the Ma'am Donnies talking about you guys, or New York was built by immigrants, right? So I'm gonna say that for that. I can go in a little bit further, but I don't want to be too long-winded. Let me get to the politics side. As far as the politics side, we are raising awareness, and that's the one aspect that we need. We are raising awareness of the issues of the Democrat Party. Okay, we're not allowing the Roland Martins to penetrate the community anymore. They don't really have any type of influence. The Joy Reids don't have any type of influence. All of the Democrat shields really don't have no type of influence like that no more. The Breakfast Club don't really have no type of influence like that. So we're removing their influence, and that is a good part. Now we need the follow-up part, where we need people who are willing to run. I did an interview. Now, she's not in New York, she's in Illinois, but I did an interview with a candidate who's running. I need to talk to her. I was actually texting her today, but I need to talk to her, Pamela Denise Long, and she's running for Senate. So what we need is some brothers and sisters who are, and we do have it, we need some brothers and sisters who are willing to run. And then we need to kind of help them out economically. We need them to run. We need them to have a decent platform, a winnable, pretty much like a winnable track record. And then we need to kind of push that. We need to kind of groom, polish, and push that. All right. So we do got to talk about that. But as far as the voting for Democrats and all of that, that's over with. We got to really raise awareness. It's not gonna be quick. I don't think it's not gonna be quick, because they've been having people hoodwinked for a very long time. But we are making a lot of progress very fast. Okay.
It hurts to have your eyes open up on them. It hurted me to really see everything. It really does hurt. Because my eyes finally opened, and then I went back from the past, and I realized everything. It just hurt so bad.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
And you know what? I told my sister, I'm going to say this and hang up, with the Somali thing, right? I told my sister on the phone, I said, you know what? The Democrats been doing that for a long time. Because when I was 13 and they had them summer jobs, and I had my first one, I had a daycare center with no children, and we went on the trips and ate the food. I said, they've been doing that for a long time. The Democrats been down for a long time. I'm not going to stay on any longer. I want to thank you, and I enjoy your show. I watch it, and I'll be back again.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Don't worry. We're going to be bringing all of that stuff out so everybody can, depending on what city you're in, you can be the most effective in that city. So,
Yes,
but I
'cause
appreciate your
we
call.
need to do that. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Somebody in the chat room said they voted for Pamela Denise Long today. So, I mean, I'm telling you, we are active. Y'all want to say we only online. I don't see y'all outside. No, we getting stuff done. We getting it done. All right. So, yeah. But I'm saying, I mean, this is it gets frustrating. I know it does. It gets real frustrating. It really does. It wears you out. Caller from area code. But there's hope. There's always hope. Let me not be pessimistic. There's hope. But it is frustrating. Caller from area code 609.
Yo, Afro, what's good with you? You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You're a little low though.
You hear me? You hear me now?
Much better. Yeah, much better. Much better.
Yo, just like what the sister said, man. The Democrats, they trying to eliminate us, man, and they not mad at Trump, man. They mad at, we kind of blew up their plan because it's segregationist Joe Biden. They thought we was gonna vote for him, but when he dropped out, they thought they was gonna do the whole sister girl thing, and then we didn't go to poll for her. So they looking like now, like we just blew their whole plan up, and they really trying to eliminate us, man. And like the sister said, man, I live in Jersey, and I'm seeing right now all these Hispanics with all blacks. This is now strictly Hispanics, and that's why they going so hard for them, man. Give them all these resources and benefits, and we looking like, whoa, what happened when y'all told us you couldn't do that, and you don't have the votes for it and all that. And the same thing with the reparations. They can't say you can say you support reparations all you want, but Gavin Newsom vetoed reparation out there in California. So that plan right there blew up. So you can't say racism, because guess what? You voted to honor Charlie Kirk. And like and early what the brother said about the immigrants, like the Haitians, the Africans, Caribbean, whatever, they all do this little bonding online where hey, I'm Haitian and I grew up around black people. They always bully me and beat me up. And then here come an African. Hey, same thing happened to me. And then they always got some white guy who always come up top and say, hey, man, I grew up and I don't see race. And black people beat me up too. You know what I mean? They always bond online about being bullied by us. And at this point right now, we see through it. And it's like you said, man, I'll never vote for a Democrat ever again, man.
No. A solution that we can implement, something that can be implemented. I'm sure you guys know there was some guy, some YouTuber in Minnesota. He went to the daycare, the Somalian daycare centers or whatever, and he was able to track how much money the government granted to them for the daycares. And then he was in there talking about there's no kids and y'all do it. So the whole money scandal kind of started from him talking about, hey, there's no kids in here, but y'all got millions and millions of dollars. We can do that. We don't need him to do it. He did that. He's not a part of no news broadcasters or anything like that, no special license or anything like that. That's something that can be done on a regular day. Okay. Now, when it comes to a lot of these Hispanic businesses and other immigrant businesses, a lot of them, they get money by the government and they get certain programs and stuff like that by the government. And they just don't say it. They just don't announce it.
Yep.
Everything is just hard work and all of that stuff. Now, here's the thing. The government does have to be transparent with certain grants that they're giving people. Sponsors and grants and all of that stuff. They do. Banks have to, you can go to the bank and you can ask for certain information. I'm forgetting the term, but there's certain information that you can request to get exactly where banks are sending their loans to. You know what I'm saying? It's a certain term. I'm forgetting that term. But what needs to happen is the same thing that guy did with the Somalians in a daycare. We need to be doing that, because when they set up shop, I know it just comes out like they just pop out of nowhere. Where it's all like, okay, how do you have a license for this, and then you got a restaurant over here, and you just got here a year ago? How does that work? That's because the government is subsidizing that. Okay, They're not going to say it, and the government's not going to say it. So what we have to do is the same thing that guy did. We got to pull the receipts up, said y'all got this much money. We also have to keep track, and we have to keep real good paperwork anytime we go for a loan, anytime we go for a grant, anytime we go for, whether that's a scholarship, anything like that. If we get denied anything, as found from now on, okay, this is the beginning of March 2026 going forward. From now on, anytime you as a foundational Black American gets denied a grant, gets denied a loan, gets denied a mortgage, gets denied a scholarship or anything like that, you need to document that. You need to see if you can find out exactly why. You need to have all of the paperwork. And then because they will give it to somebody else. The reason they don't want to give it to you is because they want to give it to somebody else. Then when they want to give it to somebody else, you have paperwork, okay, that you can use. Now you can be all like, okay, well, they said I didn't fit this qualification because of boo-wop the bam, but by that standard, they didn't fit the qualification, but they skipped me and gave it to them. And that's going to cut a whole lot of that stuff out. Right? That's going to cut a lot of that out.
You're right, man, because I'm not that on that. We used to do, but you're right, man, because we used to hear this all the time. Mm-hmm. Hey, I came over here with 13 cents. You like, well, how you got 3 stores? You just came over here 2 years ago. I just worked hard. You're like, well, where you was working? I've been here my whole life. You got 3 stores? And like you said, they don't tell us, because again, they get to beat out of that people, color, minority loan. They get to get their own loan, but when it comes to us, we got to share. And before I go, man, back in the day,
mm-hmm.
Back in the day, NWA had a song called what? F the Police. I'm so tired of these goofies going around talking about. We never talk about F ICE. So this goofy about, man, we should.
I'm gonna let you land because I want to get to. I want to make sure.
But go ahead, bro. All right, peace, brother.
Peace to you, brother. Appreciate that. Yeah, there's a lot we can do. It's a lot we can do. Because they're not gonna do anything until we like make it abundantly clear. Call it out, be all like, I got all of the paperwork, because the thing is that for the longest time, we've always known it. We've always known it, okay? And now we have technology and we have access to pretty much broadcast information. We can do, we be going in Chicago doing our own press conferences. We don't need ABC. We don't need CNN, MSNBC. We don't need those people to do our own. We can literally do our own press conference on YouTube. Put that on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all of that. So it's a lot of, their broadcasting ability that we have now. All right. Now all we need is the documentation and the receipts, and pretty much we got to be our own investigative journalist. All right. And a lot of that stuff, you see Somalians ain't getting no more money. All of that, the grants and stuff like that, all of that stuff is over with. Tim Walsh, he's not running again. You see that dude, he messed up their whole game plan, their whole thing going on. He messed that all up. They've been doing that when it comes to a whole bunch of Hispanics and other immigrants and all that stuff. All we got to do is catch them. We know they there. All we got to do is get the net like it's fish. We know where the fish is, get the net and catch them. That's all we got to do. That's all we got to do. Caller from area code 785. Caller from area code 785. Caller from area code 785.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, how you doing, brother? Alpha Elite.
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
I'm all right. How's your family?
Family good. Everybody good. We blessed.
That's good. Peace to your family. Peace to you. A couple of points I'm gonna point out is that this war over there in Iran, that's good for us. Why? Because of Trump. and the U.S. is liberating Iranians from a terrorist regime or dictatorship, then they should. We have the receipt now to say, if you liberated them, now you need to liberate us with reparations. So that need to be a talking point for us. Another thing I want to add on is that we need a black FBA ADL. We need an anti-defamation league for FBA, so that when these tethers start talking their rhetoric, that we can shut it down. We can shut them down and we can get them removed out of this country. Another point I want to touch on is black people need to start working with ICE. We need to start calling on these immigrants. I mean, a lot of black people got this thing about snitching. When we talk about each other, yeah, whatever. We're not doing that. What we doing is we getting illegal immigrants about the paint. And we getting disrespectful anti-black, anti-American people about the paint. And to be anti-black, let me set the record straight. To be anti-black is to be anti-American. Straight up. If you anti-black, you anti-American. We built this country. We don't want to hear any rhetoric that's anti-black. We're going to take it as treasonous, and we're going to take it as you are anti-American. Period. Point blank. The two parties that we exist in, all we got to do is boycott America for 12 months, and we'll get what we want. We don't have to worry about them because we've been living with them. We know them. That's the difference between us and other people in this world. We know the white people inside of America better than anybody in this world. We actually made them. We gave them the swag that they got to be different than any other white group or Eurocentric group of people on the planet. We built America to be that superpower that it is. And now we got a man in office that we can press and lean upon that already said we built the country, already said we're not getting the credit that we are just. We are due. Mm-hmm. And so that's another thing. And another thing I want to add, and I'll go, stop the ageism. From Gen Z to Gen Y to Gen X to Gen Alpha, whatever. Stop the ageism. There is real and there is fake in every age group. Stop the whole shit about an old nigga don't know nothing. Be here. So stop the ageism. Stop the ageism. Look for realness. Like the sister said, we gotta delineate. Delineation is the greatest movement we ever invented. The delineation is the greatest movement. It's greater than what Malcolm X built on. It's greater than what King built on. We are doing something together as a people from coast to coast that is the greatest thing we ever done, which is identifying with our status here as Americans who built this damn country. We are doing something, all of us are involved in. All of us must be recognized, and all of us must come together. Now, with that point being said, let me say this. We need to start a confederation. We need to get everybody from groups like the Nation of Islam, the Hebrew Israelites, the FBA community, the ADOS community, the Moors, excuse my language, the Moors. Every black organization needs to choose a representative. One representative or maybe two. And we need to come together in a meeting, all representatives elected by their people, and we need to come and discuss what a black agenda is going to be. And we need to be all inclusive. Stop the I don't like your religion, I don't like what you believe in, all that crap. We are all black, we're all black Americans, we have different ways. And like I tell everybody, God is number 7. Okay, and 6 plus 1 is 7. 1 plus 6 is 7. 5 plus 2 is 7. 3 plus 4 is 7. Everybody has their different ways to get to God. That's fine. Stop disrespecting each other. We need to build a confederation so that we all can come together and discuss what a black agenda looks like for all of us. All of us. Not just one community. Stop Xing people out. Stop canceling people. We all need to come together, old and young. And I'm gonna leave everybody with this comment. The young is for war. The old is for counsel.
Okay.
The young is for war. The old is for counsel. And we are at a psychological war. And we've been under a psychological war since I was born in 1976 and before. So let's do better by each other. You can't say you love black people and everything or whatever, and then you get into this little clique. Stop the cliques. Stop the cliques. And I ain't talking about clickbait. I'm talking about people getting together in their own little circle, and they hold their circle superior to everybody else. Stop that shit. We all need to come together in one confederation and just have people elect their people, and we come together once a year to discuss what our black agenda is going to be. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I got a lot more to say. I probably should have a podcast, but I don't. But that should show you that I'm sincere. But I love you, brother, and I hope you married to that sister you be doing a podcast with, because y'all go good together.
Appreciate
y'all mess with each other. Y'all mess with each other.
Brother, no.
Yeah. Y'all look good together, man. Y'all need to go ahead and make some babies, man.
No, thank you, brother.
Yeah, I'll see y'all. I see you. All right, then. Peace.
Okay, appreciate that. We got more callers on here, but let me let me talk about the confederation thing or whatever. In theory, us all putting our differences aside and us all like I guess picking somebody to represent and all of that stuff, and they're going to be like the leaders of the community, and we all come together and all that stuff. That's I would okay. In theory, I get it. I get it, and I get why you wanted that. However, first off, as far as FBA, there is no leader because it's not an organization. Okay, it's not an organization. As far as more, like when you talk about religious groups, these are just religions. Now there are like what you would consider faith leaders, but are they like representatives that can go out and represent? Should we all be able to cooperate and work alongside each other despite religious differences? Yes, we should. But as far as like who would be the leader of delineation? Who would the leader of delineation be, or the leader of reparations be? You know, and I feel like this era has almost evolved past the necessity of individual or individuals being the leader. Are you following me? I feel like it was necessary when it was necessary. It was necessary back during the days of Malcolm X and Dr. King and the Civil Rights Movement. It was necessary then. You know, it was necessary when it was necessary. We're at a different time now. We're dealing with a different situation. We have a different goal. We have, different stuff going on, all of that stuff. It's social media, technology, all of that stuff's very different. It changes everything. So we've moved on past that point. So now we're at a point where everybody's kind of like representatives among each other, right? And there is a code that everybody follows by. Everybody follows around that. So that's what needs to be implemented, So I feel like that's good, because when you start setting up leaders and all of that stuff, a lot of that stuff can get easily compromised, spied on, co-opted, all of that stuff. And I'm not trying to say he was saying that, but that's what was happening back during the day. But they can't spy on everybody all the time. You know, if it's a leaderless movement, now I'm not saying you can't have political representatives and things like that or activists, but if everybody if everybody is a representative, if everybody is a leader, then it can't be co-opted. You know what I'm saying? Not like it can be if you have one person who's a leader, something might happen to him. Okay, he might be co-opted, he might be executed, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want to run into the same mistakes, but I get where he was coming from. All right. Caller from area code 720. You're on live.
Oh, what's up, Afro, man?
How you doing?
Man, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm
doing pretty good. Yo, Unc was tripping, wasn't he? He was all, Unc need to put the Hennessy bottle down, give him some sleep. Yeah, bro, that's crazy. But yeah, man, I just want to call up and say, hey, I appreciate what you're doing in FBA forever. You know what I'm saying? I'm 22. I'm writing hard for the lineage. And yeah, man, I appreciate you. And continue work. I want to see if I can get on.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate you. All right. Appreciate that. All right. Appreciate that. I appreciate all of y'all support. I really do. Okay. Caller from area code 571. You're on live.
Oh, good evening. I don't know anything, and I don't really care about any individual's politics or their religion, but there are 4 FBA brothers, and if we inculcate the lessons that they have left for us, we'd be better off. But it's a matter of marshaling the national will of Black people. Can they do it? And the 4 brothers that I'm talking about are Nellie Fuller, Dr. Claude Anderson, John Henry Clark, and Ron Karenga. Now, Nellie Fuller, he taught us for the individual, for the community, for the nation, for the race. He said, when you get up every morning, you ask yourself 4 questions. What do I want to do? How do I plan to do it? Why do I want to do it? And what is the positive result of my action? He also taught us how to deal with the police. He said, he called them race soldiers. He said, don't fuss, don't fight, or don't flee. Make sure that it goes to a courtroom. Now, that's what Nellie Fuller taught us. Now, Dr. Claude Anderson has written books on Black economic empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
You can study him. We can study him collectively, and it shows us a way of what we're supposed to do. Now, Dr. John Henry Clark, he was an advocate for centralized organization in any endeavor we might want to go to. And we can find out anything about any subject because we live in America and there's something called the Library of Congress subject headings. It covers all the knowledge of modern society. And anything that we need to know, we can find several individuals that want to know anything and embark on any field of knowledge. We can consult that first. And when he said centralized organization, it starts with Robert's Rules of Order. You've heard of that, right?
Mm-hmm. I've heard of it. I'm not an expert in it, but I've heard of it, yeah.
It's a little book, and it just shows you how to convene meetings and how to form organizations, how to take the minutes. It's called Robert's Rules. And then the last brother is Ron Karenga. Now, Gary Bird out of New York, he used to have the Gary Bird experience. And he used to start each of his programs off with what we call the 7 Principles of Blackness, or the Nguzo Saba. Now, we call ourselves FBA. Now, Kuji Chakalia was one of the tenets of the Nguzo Saba, and it's naming ourselves and speaking for ourselves. And there are 6 other tenets. Now, these 4 brothers, right? I don't believe in reinventing the wheel. There's a national will that we have to harness. And if we practice the lessons of those 4 brothers, we would be better off. You know, and that's all I have to say. Can you do it? And it's not that we can't do it. It's the question is, will we do
it? You said what?
It's not a question of can Black people do it. It's a question of will we do it. Now, those 4 brothers, as I said, John Henry Clark, Nellie Fuller, Ron Karenga, and Claude Anderson, they've shown us the way to go. All we have to do is just inculcate the things that they taught us. It's not anything. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. Now, anybody, you can't. If you disagree with me, then you disagree with them. If you disagree with them, I assume that, not you personally, I assume that you have some more scholarly knowledge than they had, and I'm out.
All right. Yeah, we don't need to make anything more complicated than it already is. We don't need to do that. To be honest, it's not like the solution is super easy, but it's not like the solution is super complicated either. Okay. It's just going to take some consistency, but it's a lot of that is just logic too. Logically, how should we go? I mean, the most logical solution. All right. Caller from area code 510. You're on live.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I'm so glad that I was able to get in. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, great. I thoroughly enjoy your show. I thoroughly enjoy it. I watch you every day. I thoroughly enjoy your show. I thoroughly enjoy the way you deliver the information. It is a pleasure. You, Black African, FBA, young man. Oh, there's so many that I watch. But the reason why I want to talk with you this evening is because all of the subjects that you speak about and what we're experiencing right now, I live in Northern California. And if not every day, each and every day, every other day, I'm called some heinous names, Miata, Black NB. We're going to put you out the neighborhood. I live in a nice neighborhood. I own my property here. The police don't do anything. I've gotten spit on. I've gotten kicked, threatened, assaulted. Police, they don't do anything here. So, but I have no fear because I am a Black American. I am a foundational Black American. I am 70 years old. And like I told the chief of police, the mayor, and the city council, and the city manager, and my neighbors, that I don't have any fear. I don't run. And so therefore I won't be going anywhere. And they're saying, they want me to leave and this, that, and the other. We have organizations here. We have clinics in my community. I can walk to one that only service Hispanic people. They don't hire anybody but Hispanics. And they don't service anyone but Hispanics. It is crazy. It is crazy. The police here in my community, you can see them posted up at people's homes. I mean, it is crazy. It's really crazy. But
can I ask you a question real quick? So when you said you're being like spit on and all that stuff, and you're being literally physically assaulted, and the police aren't doing anything about that?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you. Just earlier, the latter part of last year, I would put my trash cans at the curb, at the very end of next to my driveway, because the Hispanics would block my driveway and I couldn't get out, or they would park there and I couldn't put my trash cans out. And so I would make sure that there was plenty of room for whoever wanted to park, but I wanted to make sure that I had my trash cans out. Well, I saw my trash can was up on the curb and I didn't see anybody put it there, but it didn't matter. I was just going to go and put it back and going about my day. So that's what I did. But as I put it back into the street, I see a car backing into me. It backs up and it stops. Backs up a little closer and it stops. Backs up. Does this 5 times till it finally reaches my trash cans and it knocks them over. And I'm standing behind them. Then it goes forward a little bit and pulls back and knocks them down again. I called the police. They told me they couldn't. They went down to the house, but nobody answered the door, and they didn't see anybody commit a crime. These are their words now. They didn't see anybody do any assaulting. I said, well, I've got grown Hispanic men on my block telling me how they're going to beat me up. Walking with their fist up across the street from my house, flailing their fist at me. Coming to my home telling me that they're going to, F with me every day until they see me out of here. I said, well, then you're going to be, I said, you have to remember something. When you bring in with that effing up you're talking about doing, you got to understand you're going to be bringing your ass up here to me. I said, so call the chief of police and you call the mayor's office, call the last mayor, call the chief of police, the last chief of police, city managers, call all of them and ask them what I said. As long as you don't step on my property, you safe and you good to go. The moment you step up on my property, I will not be calling any ambulance. I will not be calling any assistance. There will be no calls coming from my home. Anybody call for assistance for you or anybody else, your children or anybody else, will be from somebody else. You will bleed out on my yard. You will bleed out on my property. That's a promise. I said, there will be no running from here. And I don't do idle threats. So you ask the chief of police what I said. I said, because this is exactly what I told the chief of police and what I told the mayor. I won't be calling you anymore. I said, the only reason why I'm calling you, like I called him today, I'm driving home today. And these are people that live on my block. And she drove her car towards me like she was doing Dodge cars or we're going to do run into each other cars. And I had to swerve my car out the way. I called the police to document it. I called the police to follow up on the assault, and they tell me there is no case number. But I know that there was one because I was talking to someone in San Diego at the time. Later that day, I took a nap. I get a knock on my door, and this is the police. And I'm asking them why they're there, and they said because my girlfriend in San Diego called and made them do a health check on me because of the incident with the Hispanics. Okay. It's like the Wild Wild West. It's like the Wild Wild West. They'll say stuff like, I got sanctuary. They are so emboldened. They're so emboldened because the police don't do anything.
Can I ask a few questions?
Yeah. You can ask me any questions you like.
All right. Do you live by yourself? I'm not trying to get in your business, but I'm just asking.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there like cameras, like a doorbell camera on your?
I'm having a camera. I have a Ring, but I don't want the Ring anymore because I don't trust that. I'm having another security camera. They're gonna be putting them in this week. So it's on the inside of my house so that they can. So I have that, and I had to put gates around my home.
Okay, well,
I had to spend several thousands of dollars to gates around myself. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me. The situation where they deliberately backed up into the cans, and that knocked the cans over. Did that knock you over too, or did that just knock the cans over?
Let me tell you, I was standing right behind the cans, and I had to back up.
Okay.
Or I would have been knocked over with the cans.
Okay. Okay.
And the Hispanic man on the corner, he was standing in the middle of the street, like, yeah, fuck that bitch up. And I'm sorry to me to use that language on your show. I apologize to you.
No, it's fine.
To the other listeners also. And then another guy came up, and that's what he's saying. Yeah, you black NB. We're gonna F with you I'm gonna F with you until you move. I said, well, you're gonna be trying to F with me for a long time because I don't plan on going anywhere. Last time I checked, it's you and your people that run.
Okay. Okay.
So, and I've called the police. I've called certain organizations that's supposed to support Black Americans, and they support the Hispanics. I have the names and conversations that I've had with people. It's so bad that they have been working on the streets. They have they don't speak any English, and I was trying to get to my home, and they had me blocked. They wouldn't let me into my home on my block. And it was perfectly all right until one of the people came out that spoke English, and they were calling me all out my name. And I have the agency's name. I reported them and everything. The police don't do anything. Somebody, before I put the gates around my home, somebody laid on my door about 10:30 at night, laid on it to where I could hear the laying on my door. I'm sitting in my living room watching television, and I called the police. 4 hours go by. I hear nothing from the police. I called them back. I said, do you plan on coming out here? They said, we drove by and showed the light flashlight up your driveway. We didn't see anybody.
Okay. Okay.
It's real crazy up here.
Yeah, it's a bad situation.
It's real crazy up here. And all the businesses, like you said, all the businesses that the gentleman was saying earlier, and you spoke about yourself, all the businesses in our community are all Hispanics. You go into a store like Walgreens or anything, and you might ask for some kind of assistance, and they'll say, I don't speak English. Okay. And then they walk away. And you don't have to get any assistance. So it's real crazy. So I don't want to hold up any more time, because I know you got a lot of people trying to get on.
This is important information. What needs to happen is, like, if this was to go to court, everything you said needs to be. I
have all of it documented. I have.
Okay,
they drive down my.
That's good.
I call the police each time something happens. I call the police to let them know that it happens. They'll drive by my house. But, they'll blast. They'll rattle my windows.
Real quick though, you have pictures and video evidence of it too.
I have.
That's why I asked about the doorbell camera, because I was wondering if the doorbell camera was able to see them knocking the trash cans over and all of that stuff.
Well, I have pictures of them driving of their car in my driveway in the middle of the night. In my driveway, all the way up in my driveway before I had my gates. And I was like, well, who is this in my driveway? This is the middle of the night. And this guy is coming out my backyard. And I'm like, what are you doing on my property? He's calling me all kinds of everything and everything else. I'm taking pictures of his license plates and stuff and trying to take pictures of him. But he's changing. I called the police. They wouldn't take the pictures.
Okay. Good.
They wouldn't take any information. I still got the pictures. Yeah.
That's good. If the police aren't doing anything like that, we would need all of that stuff, because all of that stuff is evidence of a hate crime. Okay, and that you're a victim of a hate crime. What city? I know you said this is Northern California.
I live in Richmond. I live in Richmond, California.
You said Richmond, California?
I live in Richmond, California.
Okay. Okay, and you got everything documented, when it started. This
has been going on for several years. This has been going on for several years, and it all started because when the Hispanics wanted to infiltrate into my community, they came here driving on the wrong side of the street, using a left-hand turn lane as a drive-through lane. Starting cooking on the sidewalk, just starting open fires on the sidewalk. They were trying to turn my little city into LA, and I fought against it every day.
For the sake of time,
I fought against it every day.
Yeah, that's good. That's what I'm talking about. For the sake of time, because I still got to get to the rest of the callers. So I want you, in the description, there's an email. And I want you to email me, so that way we can have I can be able to download and have the actual evidence and proof, so we can bring that out, so something can be done, because that's unacceptable. It absolutely is unacceptable. Now, if it reaches the media and it reaches all of that stuff, something can be done then, but it got
I'll be happy to share any of the information that I have. Because like when I called about the follow up on the last assault, I showed the police the spit on me.
Okay.
I showed them, and you know what he said to me? What do you want us to do about it?
Okay.
So I'm on my phone. Hold on a second. I need to write your email address down, because I had you on my TV, and now I don't have it, and it just went off. So if you can just tell me the email address right quick.
Okay, yeah, it's
I'm ready.
Afro Elite and then 10, just the number 10 at gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
Yeah.
You know what? That's funny. Mine is Constant Smith 10 at yahoo.com. So yeah, I don't.
But let me get. I got to get to these other callers.
Yeah, you go and do. I appreciate you taking, allowing me to take up so much time, and thank you everybody for allowing me to speak so long. I appreciate everyone. I really enjoy your program, young man. Thank you, because watching you, seeing you, it really gives me hope. I mean, it keeps me fighting out here.
Yes,
it keeps
ma'am.
me fighting.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm not. And there's no shame in my game. And I'm not afraid. I'm straight FBA all the way. I was in the Black Student Union in school. Yeah, I will. I have no problem if push comes to shove, sharing the laying of the hands.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, well,
So,
you have a good one. Just
I'm
make sure
gonna
you
let go
email me.
now, and I will send you this email.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you very
All
much
right.
for your time.
All right. Thank you.
Good evening.
You too.
Thank
Have a
you.
good night. Okay. All right. All right. If something like that occurs, right, make sure y'all get all of the information, all of the documentation, all of everything. Anything that you would think you would need in court, documented. Okay. That means anytime you call the police, anything the police has said, any camera footage, any photo, take photos of everything like you the paparazzi. All right. You need photos, not just, and a lot of people do this, and this is something that we need to break the habit of. Don't just have a camera in your front yard. That's the main thing. That's the most important thing. But especially if you have like a house where people can go around a corner and be in your backyard, you need to have a camera in your backyard. The back door. You need a camera in the back door too. Okay. So yeah. All right, but we're gonna see what we can do to help our sister out. Caller from area code 202.
That's me. Thank you so much, young brother. I appreciate it. Seems like everybody on tonight's in my age bracket. I'll be 70 next year.
Okay.
Sorry, I have a bit of a cold. I just wanted, first of all, I'm very concerned about the sister in California. You're absolutely right. That's a hate crime. And it's no different than if the KKK was in her backyard or in her neighborhood. And she shouldn't be allowed to be treated like that. I don't care if they speak Spanish. If there's treating anybody like that, it's a hate crime. It needs to be stopped. It needs to be elevated. And what we used to have back in the day, because I'm a child of the civil rights movement. I'm a little too young to say I was a part of it, but my dad was, my uncles were very active in the movement. And, and we really need to take what's going on with her very seriously. Because what I see going on is almost a form of colonization. Other people are coming into our country, setting up neighborhoods, and they want them to be exclusive. And they want it to resegregate it, but not just black and white. They want to resegregate it by nationality. I live in Maryland, and in Maryland, we have a huge H-1B population, African and Indian in particular, and they do some of the same kinds of things. So I think we really need to stand on business in terms of just making sure we identify and call it out, because I think a lot of the country would also agree that that isn't America. Are there racists out in the white community? Of course, there always have been. But a lot of the people since the civil rights movement have had their eyes open, and they're not like they used to be. Because I remember segregation, because I grew up in the South, was born further south than Maryland. And it was a totally different experience. The reason I was calling was, the first thing I wanted to remind everybody is that Martin Luther King and Malcolm died before they were 40 years old. So the fight is always in the youth. And as the gentleman said before, the elders are there for counsel, but the youth are, the fight is on you guys these days, because you are the future. And I also wanted to tell you that there was a woman who ran in Indianapolis for the Senate when Trump got elected. So that would be 2024. She ran for the Senate as a Democrat. She got, Black woman FBA, got no money from the Democratic Party. They wanted to pretend like she didn't exist. She won in their primary in almost every county of Indiana, even the white counties further down in the South where it's really racist. She won those counties, and then she won she didn't win obviously she won the Senate, but she got 40% of the vote, like 37% of the vote. If the Democrats had put any money behind her, she might have won the Senate in Indiana, which would have flipped the Congress, but the Democrats refused to even pay her any mind. So when you hear people say, oh, we need to stand up to the Democratic Party or, align with any party, I'm like, those Democrats, they did not really want to win because she ran and got that on $100,000 that she raised herself. But the difference between now and what was going on in the civil rights movement is the churches were not 501c3s. They weren't getting government money. They weren't getting special tax write-offs. Because once you become a nonprofit, you can no longer do political activism in the church. And that used to be our stronghold. And I remember when I was a kid, my dad and his friends, they used to go to meetings, men's meetings, and the women would have women's meetings. But the men's meetings were always very organized where they got together in small groups and talked about what they planned to do in the neighborhood, within the city. And there was a network across Baltimore, but it was also going on with my uncles down in North Carolina. One of my uncles, he was a dentist. He used to bail people out when they were doing the freedom rides. He was one of the money people because he had money, and he would bail people out of jail. So people had small organizations. It was always a really low leader level going on throughout the civil rights movement. You just had a few major names who popped up, but there were a lot of local leaders going on. So all I really wanted to say is I'm really proud of what's going on with the delineation movement. I'm down 10 toes. And I think it's the only way that we as a people can stand and stay in this country because they're really trying to erase us. And I think it's really important we start using words, not just tether, interloper, usurper, colonizer, and talk about them waving flags. Who comes into a sovereign country and waves their flags and talk about this is my land too and wave a different flag? That's colonization. They don't get to come into our neighborhoods and colonize America because one thing we are Americans. We fought in every war. And I think it's really important that we raise the flag on some of these things. And then that sort of, again, galvanizes more people to what we see going on because it's a problem. So thank you for my time this evening, and I wish everybody well.
Thank you. I appreciate your call. All right. Thank you. Let me get to the super chat real quick from Brian. Brian says, a codified lineage is an unstoppable lineage. I agree. That's all we need. That's all we need is to be codified, okay? To be on one united code. I fully agree with that. All right. Let's continue. We got a lot of callers in here, so we can't be super long-winded, but we're gonna get to everybody. Caller from area code 983. You're on live.
Yeah, certified salute. Afro Elite. This is Chain Crewman, aka Jesse Paris, out of Denver, Colorado.
What's on your mind, brother? Talk to us.
Oh man, so much. All right, so happy Melanated March from Melanin March.
I like it.
We're gonna continue to celebrate Black History all year round, not just 1 month, but every month. And like the president said, this is Black History Month, Black History Year, and Black History Century. And in that regard, we are going to continue to amass something tangible for our vote as well between now, 2026, and 2100. Continue to amass something tangible for your vote, Black family. These Democrats that keep pushing this illegal immigration agenda, as several callers have called before me and stated, we are under siege. Wherever we at, what I've gathered from listening to this for the past half hour plus is that wherever we're at in this country, we're under siege. The Democrats ain't doing nothing about it. They just continue to facilitate it. I just got done going off on my Denver City Council like I do every Monday for the past 10 years, because they are aiding and abetting and harvesting illegal immigrants that are terrorizing our communities. With the sister, the elder before me was talking about in Richmond, that I've seen that happen here in Denver. I've seen the same stories in Los Angeles, California. They start firebombing the black homes, forcing the black people out. They start spray painting the homes, forcing the black people out. And the Democrats just allow this stuff to happen. We still don't have an anti-black hate crime bill. We need an anti-black, anti-FBA hate crime bill.
Yeah.
For these instances just like this. These people cannot be allowed to terrorize us. It's bad enough we have to deal with the Ku Klux Klan and the white supremacists. Now we got to deal with these white adjacents that are being put ahead of us and prioritized over us. So voting blue, no matter who, is detrimental at this point.
Let me just say this.
Have
Let
made
me
it
say this
clear
real
that
quick. Let me
they support illegal
while I'm thinking about it. Let me say this real quick. Every election year, okay, whether that's a presidential election or midterm or whatever the case is, every single election year, this is where politicians come out of their office and they come to events, they come to town halls, they come to different, celebrations and things like that, because that's when they want to shake hands with people. That's when they want to take pictures with people. That's when they want to go to little school events and youth events and stuff like that. So you're going to actually be seeing now these politicians. You can email them, call them, try to set up an appointment. When it's not an election year, you can't find a politician. When it's an election year, that's when you're going to see the fish fries and all of that stuff. What we need to be doing, one of the reasons why we were so effective in 2024 is because where they went, we were there. We were there with cameras. We had our questions. We didn't ramble off and rant. We had direct questions. We wanted direct answers. We didn't argue with them. We got that and we reported that. We need to repeat the same thing that caused us to win in 2024. That needs to be the same thing we do in 2026. Okay. We need to show up at these town halls, at these political events and stuff like that. These, they'll have like high school things where they try to get high schoolers and all of that stuff. These question and answer things and all of that, because they want to be there. Even the ones who are not running are going to be there, because the ones who are not running are going to be supporting the ones who are running, right? They're going to be, for instance, Jasmine Crockett's trying to run for Senate. She's going to be out there in the public. She's not going to be the only one there, though. Okay. We got to be there. We got to be direct. The same way we caught up, what's his name? Jim Clyburn is the same way we got to catch them all up. The same way we caught up Bernie Sanders is the same way we got to catch them all up. The same thing that caused us to win in 2024, we got to repeat in 2026. But I'm going to let you land, though. I'm going to let you land. I just didn't want to forget that point.
Yeah. So, as you know, I already ran for office. I'm going to run again. More than likely for city council, or my district, or for mayor. We need more people like myself running for public office. It don't take much, but the more FBAs we can get in these halls of power, I think the better off we'll be for them to push a Black First agenda, for our reparations, an anti-Black hate crime bill, and the qualified immunity in all 50 states, and land allotments specifically to our lineage group. I just like to close with this. Nelly Fuller Jr. said, if we're going to come together, we're going to come together for a constructive result. So the elders have spoken for me. They said we need to come together. We're going to come together. It's going to be for a constructive result. And the delineation movement is helping with that constructive result. So Thank you for having me on, Afro Elite. Keep up the good work, and I'll catch you on the next open mic.
No, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Yep. Yeah. We can get it done. I would raise the issue if I was there. I'd raise the issue like, hey, y'all lost last year. Y'all lost not just the presidential election. Y'all lost Congress completely. Okay, y'all lost the presidency and the House and the Senate. All right, what are you guys going to do specifically to get the Black vote? Okay, what do you guys go? What do you guys learn from the last election? What are you guys going to do specifically now that you guys weren't doing before? I don't want to hear that whole, we got to stop Trump. I'm not trying to, don't even bring Trump up to me. Don't bring up Trump. Don't bring up ICE. Don't bring up none of that stuff. Okay. Y'all should have learned y'all lesson. And look, I'm not here. Listen, don't argue with them. Let them tell their answer. See, that's the important thing that we did last time. We didn't argue with them. Reparations, yes, no, okay, no, all right, okay, okay. That's all we need to know. I'm not here to debate you. I'm not here to argue with you or nothing like that. We ain't going back and forth. I'm not trying to change your mind or nothing like that. I just want to know, okay, that's your saying. All right. Okay, fine. Now we know. All right. Caller from area code 872. Also, hold on, before you go, 872. Also, when they talk about immigrants, we need to bring up the fact that, hey, statistically, studies have shown that mass immigration harms the Black community. So is your allegiance to immigrants or to the Black community? We need to put their feet on the fire with that one, okay? And make them take a stance. Like, do you know your support of illegal immigration harms the Black community? Are you, knowing that now, are you still going to support mass illegal immigration? Like, we got to ask the very, very uncomfortable questions. That's going to make them have to give a very, very direct answer. Don't let them Kamala Harris it and word salad it around and all that. Okay. 872, you got it.
Hey, bro, how you doing? This is
I'm
Bro
good.
Elon. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, bro. I was trying to reach you in the chat to let you know that the Illinois African Descent Citizen Reparation Commission is going to be having a hearing here in Chicago, and I was trying to make sure that it's at the it's going to be at the DuSable Black History Museum and Education Center in Chicago on April 25th. I couldn't find the time, but I just want to put that out there if you're in Chicago, because I'm in Chicago too, but I'm in the south suburbs, and I'm gonna be there to try to stop this garbage reparation that they got. I mean, if you look at the whole commission, I did send you the email. I just sent you an email to afroelite10@gmail.com, so you can just get the information. But what I'm going to do is, if you need more information, because I'm gonna be there at 8 o'clock. I'm already writing my information that I want to try to find out, because I accidentally found out about this reparation thing. I'm like, what, how did you guys pull that off? It's for Illinois. So I just wanted to let you know that was happening, and you keep up the good work. I'll see you out there fighting. You ain't gonna see me out there, whining and crying and doing what I'm going to do. I'm going into my elder years, but you ain't gonna see me whining and crying. I'm from Chicago, so that means, guess what? You got a warrior right here. You got a warrior right here. Ain't no crying and that nonsense about y'all got to carry the ball and let the old people know. You get your money together. You support these brothers out here. And if you don't like where you at, then run for something. I'm running for mayor over here where I'm at in the south suburbs. So, you can't sit here and just think that the youth supposed to fight. You had your chance. You messed up your chance. But now, come on, get on up there and support the youth. Support the males. We need more males out there to run for position. Marcel is the one that got me back on track. I love Marcel Dixon for doing that. He's the man. And I know that you went down there with him to help him with the flyers and so forth. I keep up with you, brother, but I don't say nothing. I just watch you grow. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to put that information out there. Peace, love, reparation, and reciprocity. Reciprocity, brother. Peace.
Peace to you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that email. I just saved that. Thank you. All right. Appreciate that information. Caller from area code 667. You're on live. Caller from area code 667. Maybe next time. Caller from area code 667 has been abducted. I'm sorry. Caller from area code 951. You're on live.
Yes, sir. I was calling in response to an earlier caller, and he was talking about he was against ICE, and I don't see how that's not hypocritical for people who consider black in America
I don't
to
recall
be
a
against
caller
ICE.
saying that. Okay, well, I must have missed that, but go ahead.
Yeah, he was just saying that he was against ICE, so I'm just trying to see. I'm not sure if that's your position as well, but that would be hypocritical because apparently Caucasian people colonized America and did a bunch of things like slavery and a lot of oppression that you seem to recognize. And then now we're supposed to do that to people considered Mexican, who some say that they were even here before the colonization of white people. So how could we be against that? That would be hypocritical.
What is your stance on ICE? Because what is your stance?
I think it's wrong to kick out Mexican people or whoever else because of the color of their skin. It's like people consider black or now we're gonna like side with the people who colonized us and colonize someone else and support them on that because we want to get $1. That's hypocritical and that's pretty much like satanic. That's not the highest good. You don't want to like two wrongs make a right type of attitude. You want to disband yourself from the colonization altogether and don't do that to other people and just create within your structure of yourself.
Okay.
You know,
let me ask you. So you're saying,
go ahead.
Okay, so you're saying they're kicking them out because they're Mexican.
Basically, I mean, it's not.
Well,
it's not.
hold on.
Let's
be very specific because you're saying they're kicking them out because they're Mexican. That's a yes or a no. That's what you originally said. They're kicking them out because they're Mexican. Is that what's going on?
From my understanding, yeah, they're from Mexico, and they don't have what you call legal documentation.
So see that part, yeah, that part right there. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Their legal status in the country. Okay, and that's not exclusive to Mexicans. You know, now a lot of the people who have their legal status being all janky and all that stuff, a lot of them come from the southern border. So a lot of them have Latino origin. They're like they would be Mexican, Venezuelan, Salvadorian and all of that stuff, but they're not kicking them out because they have a Mexican ethnicity. There's a whole bunch of Mexicans that are not being kicked out. There's a lot. There's
well, I'm just talking about the ones that are. But the ones that are, that's not fair.
Okay, so you're saying that you don't feel like anybody should be getting kicked out, even if they don't have legal status to be here, even if they're not a citizen and they don't have a legal right to be here.
Yeah, because the country was obtained illegally through violence.
Okay, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. That argument can kind of be made about everywhere in the world. Do you think pretty much anywhere in the world they got their country peacefully?
Well, that's why I don't believe, like, people consider black or like talking about, if you think you're like going to conquer land, that's already satanic within itself. The real organization,
but you're saying that we're hypocrites. We're not out here trying to conquer land. This land has been established. This is already an established country. This is already an established country.
So it was established out of violence. So now that someone else wants to come in, you can't justify it.
I'm not going to disagree with that. But let me ask you this. If this country is established out of violence, that means that we should allow any and everybody to come over here because of that?
Yeah, pretty much. Now, like if we have proof that they're a criminal or something like that and a threat to society, yeah. But if they're just a person, Absolutely, just like anybody else out there could be a criminal. We don't say you're not
Well, I
allowed in the
mean,
country or not.
you coming into the country illegally without your paperwork, that is a crime that warrants being deported.
And that's wrong.
If
That's
you
what I'm
had
saying, because
so
this,
if you had a country, if you were in charge of America, you would just have open borders and anybody and everybody can come in until they mess
I
up.
wouldn't be in charge of America because I don't believe in colonization and
So,
violent
okay, you
takeover
wouldn't
of
be in
land.
charge of America. You don't believe in colonization. So what
No, do you?
what do you think should happen to America then?
I think evil people are going to continue what they're doing, and we should not take part of it. We should be a people of not a conquering land, but a nation of intellect, togetherness, code, and you can move about all throughout the world. Universal love tribe that has alliances and allegiances. Now, if you live in particular areas, yeah, you want to
Okay.
defend yourself, but you also want to be ready to move and maneuver through the land without being stuck to one land and thinking that you're going to hold other people out, because you're just going to become just like the colonizers if you do what they're doing.
Well, no, colonizers go into somebody else's land and they remove them. Okay.
Yeah, but nobody
What
owns
we're
land.
doing is this land has been established for this year is going to be 250. This country is going to be 250 years old. These are people from outside, from another country, coming into somebody's country. That's not colonization. You can't
But
call
it
it
was established through violence. You act like God came down and gave this land to these people. No, they established something through violence, and other people want to have their share too, without doing violence. They
Okay,
just come in.
so because let me ask you this. I'm not disagreeing that it was through violence, but because it was through violence means that everybody else gets a share of it then? Is that moral?
Yes, everyone gets a share of all land.
If I
No one
rob a
owns
bank,
land.
I'm asking because I want to see where your logic goes. If I rob a bank, does the next person deserve a share of the money I stole? Now I stole it, it doesn't belong to me, but do they have a right? Does the next person, I'm not the bank, does my neighbor have a right to the money I stole because I stole it?
Yeah, especially if it affected him. If you steal land and
Okay,
just because
well,
you
see,
steal
no,
if you steal land,
because you just
I
said,
could
brother,
come steal land too.
hold on, brother, you just said two wrongs don't make a right. Okay.
It's not stealing. It's the land is everyone's.
No,
we need to share.
no, the land is not everyone's.
Same thing with the money.
No, the land is not
So who
everyone's.
does it belong to? Colonizers?
The land.
So
the
you
land
don't agree?
belongs to
You don't
America.
disagree with colonization of America?
I'm
So
not
you don't
saying
have any
I'm not.
complaints.
Okay, stop. First off, you're getting a little bit too rowdy. Let's tone this down. I'm not saying that I'm a colonizer, but I'm realistic that America is the country. Okay. And because of the bad origins of America, that doesn't mean everybody else in the world deserves a piece of the pie. Okay, because if that's the case, we can go anywhere else in the world and be all like, well, y'all did this bad thing, so I deserve your gold. Y'all did this bad thing, so I deserve your oil.
It's not just America. I agree with all of that.
Hold on. If everybody else has a right to, because they determined that we did a bad thing and they deserve our resources because they feel like we did a bad thing, wouldn't that make them colonizers then? What's the difference between the Europeans coming over here and colonizing this land, leaving their nation and coming over here, taking the resources and colonizing this land, and them doing the same thing? This is really modern day colonization that you said was immoral. And you said that two wrongs don't make a right.
No, I don't believe in colonization. I do believe that the land belongs to everyone and people should share.
No,
now,
the land doesn't belong to it didn't hold on, no. The land didn't belong to everybody before, so why does it belong to everybody now?
It did belong to people before colonization.
You said everybody. It didn't belong to everybody before.
Yeah, there was Mexicans. There was
there were no Mexicans. No. There was no
Mexicans in America.
No. When this land was formed, there was no Mexico, and this land was not Mexico. And if you're talking about California and other places being Mexico, they sold it.
Yeah.
You don't have a right to something that you sold. They sold it. They gave that up. when they took the money. If you sell
Well,
your house, if you sell your
into a lot of
house,
slavery.
if you
Yeah.
sell your house, you don't have the right to open the key, open the door with your key and live there. Okay, you forfeited that right when you took that money. This land does not belong to everybody and their mama. It just don't. And I'm not saying I support colonization, but come on now.
They were forced out, and that is colonization.
It's only America. Quite literally, only America do people make that argument.
No, I make the argument for all nations. I don't believe that people own land, and I believe that if you get into the battle of owning land, that's already satanic. You need to be a traveling nation like the Moors. It's a nation of intellect. It's a nation of code. It's a nation of, you can have your own taxes. You can have your own different things, but you don't have to say that you necessarily own land. And you can have leverage in that situation as well. Even to colonializers like America, if you don't work their jobs, if you develop like a traveling nation, and they want you to come back and work in their cities. They want you to. If everyone just protested American and colonization, you become more valuable.
So let me ask you this, because this is another. Y'all see how inconsistent this argument is. So if nobody should own land, how did they steal the land?
Who? People who stole land came and stole land.
They stole the land, and now you're saying that nobody should own land. How did they steal land that nobody owned? And nobody should own.
Right, because that's what they did. They came in, they did it by force.
Okay, but by your logic, that's not wrong. They didn't steal anything because it didn't belong to anybody.
It belonged to everyone. Everyone, it's God gave it for everyone to share properly. And when colonializers use it for their leverage and white privilege and slavery, that's wrong. And then you want to contribute to that and say, well, I'm here and they enslaved me, now I want to keep other people out. That's hypocritical to me.
That's hypocritical to you. Okay, that's a.
And then you're going to be caught up in that loop.
Hold on. Do you have a house? Do you have an apartment or anything like that?
Actually, no. I do a traveling life.
You do a traveling life.
I have SUVs and not SUVs, trailers, vans, off-grid living, and our own gardens, all that type of stuff.
You live off the grid?
Yeah, and we're ready to move at any point.
So you live in,
and that's what I suggest to any.
Okay, so you live in a RV essentially, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you live by yourself, right? You travel by yourself. You got family?
No, I have a pretty big family. Yeah.
You and your whole family lives in an RV?
Yes. Not one RV, multiple RVs. And this is the only way that Keep Along folks are going to.
Let me ask you a question. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just ask you this question. I'm assuming you collect food or filter water or something like that, right? So let's say you living off the land, you're tired, you come home, and there's a stranger, a complete stranger, someone you've never met before, in your RV, on your couch, in your bed, or whatever the case is. What are you going to do?
Now, when people come into our personal property and want to take over where we're dwelling at the situation, we could either move or we can say, hey, we want to be here for a day. We want to be here for a while. You have to be flexible. You can't just take over by force like America did.
You're dodging the question. Sir. Y'all see how he dodged the question. What would you do? You come in there, you open your RV door. Okay, you're trying to wash up, get some sleep, and there's another grown man in your bed. What would you do?
Yeah, I would defend myself. And
he's not attacking you. No, he's not attacking you. He's just in the bed. He's asleep in the bed.
Yeah. Well, I'm defending my space. That's for sure.
Oh, you're defending your.
So you have
property,
to be reasonable,
right?
Yes.
Because you own that, right?
Now yes, there is a middle ground to where you don't just colonize a whole entire land, but now if you have your own little piece and you're traveling around. and people want to come up on you. No, that's way different than colonization.
Nobody is
different than
defending colonization, but you're saying that ownership is okay, and then ownership is not okay, and then nobody owns
to some small degree. If I'm moving around in trailers,
what if he made the argument? What if he made the
That's different than
argument?
colonization.
What if he made the argument that the RV belongs to everybody? And that the
then
RV
he's
is for
mistaken,
everybody.
and that's just being ridiculous and not trying to see the bigger picture of what I'm saying. Now,
No, I'm
just
asking
because I'm going to defend my RV and my personal property,
I'm showing you the
doesn't mean
the flaws
justifies
in your logic.
colonization.
Okay, but I see we're gonna.
Okay, but if you
let me
like
ask you this.
colonization, then you can't complain about it.
I can't complain about what?
Colonization. You can't be mad at America, white privilege,
Let me ask you a question.
racism,
Now,
slavery.
here's the thing: you're saying that the indigenous tribes, they stole the land from them, okay, implying that they owned this land before. Now you're saying that they didn't own the land before, that the land belonged to
No one owned the land. They the first one who want to take over the land. There might have been some bad actors who think they own land and want a
you
dictatorship.
can't steal something that doesn't belong to somebody else. If this land
belongs to everyone,
belong to anybody else, and
it belongs to everyone.
Said, hold on, you said that this land was also Mexico. You said that early on this very phone. You said that this land is Mexico.
I said a lot of Mexicans.
Was Mexico.
I said it was a lot of Mexicans.
It was a lot of Mexicans.
I don't believe no one owns no land in my book, so I'm not saying
nobody
they don't own the land. I'm saying they can.
What? Okay, well, guess what, sir? The world doesn't work that way. People own land.
Okay.
People own countries.
So if you want it to work that way, you can't complain about colonization. As long as you don't complain about colonization, then you'll be consistent. But you complain about colonization, you complain about slavery, you complain about all these things, and that's exactly what they did. What you're saying is okay.
No, nobody says.
You think that they did it all nicely and calmly?
Is ICE enslaving people?
Yeah,
is ICE enslaving people?
Yes, they put them right into camps that are called prison camps, and whether they're not, maybe not enslaving them, they're captivating them. Put it that way.
No, you said they're enslaving.
And you push them out to a land
ICE is enslaving
with less resources.
People. He just said ICE is enslaving people. I said, is ICE
captivating them? I said, put it that way.
Yes. Okay.
You didn't hear my follow up. You just wanted to hear the first part, but I follow right up. But I said, put it in captivation. Put it that way.
Hold on, sir. Very important question. Where's your family lineage from? I want to save this for last.
Choctaw.
Choctaw?
That's the Keebalan Native Americans.
Okay. Both your family? Both your parents?
Oh, well, I'm partial Caucasian as well. My mom's Caucasian.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess we're gonna have to agree to disagree, sir. That's that. Just respectfully, we're gonna have to agree to disagree because that logically doesn't make any sense. If somebody came in your property, you would want to get them up out of there. Okay. So people do have. Hold on, no. So people either nobody owns anything, or people own things.
Is this white America's property?
Huh? You said what?
Is this white America's property?
Is the United States
white America that took over? Is this their property? And you're okay with that? You root for that? You go along with that? You okay that?
No.
Because they took it by force. It's now and forever their property.
This is America, the United States of America. You saying white America?
That's a brainwash right there, brother, that you need to think of. They really got you brainwashed if you think because they took over by violence and slavery that it's now and forever their property.
What if they didn't? Let me say, what if they didn't? What if they made a treaty with the natives here and they did everything on the up and up and they got it all legitimately? Then what? Would that change your argument?
Yes. Then that's not colonization. That's just people doing a good job of networking and people running that. Just like you would do, right? If you started a nation, that's what you would do.
Let's bring that to the present, okay? So if they get everything legitimately, they bought it for a fair price and all of that, bring it to the present, would they be able to deport people?
there will be laws against criminals.
The way they're deporting
there
people
is no,
right
no,
now.
no. I don't believe in deportation.
Hold on. Y'all see that? He's slipping up. The way they're deporting people right now.
That's childish, man. That's childish, man. I haven't disrespected you.
Would it still be illegitimate if they got everything legitimately before? If they got America, if America wasn't colonized, if America was legit, 100%, would they still have the right to deport people how they please?
I don't believe in deportation. I believe if people are criminals.
Thank you. Because the argument is not America is a colonized state and y'all got an illegitimacy. Y'all only doing that so y'all can have some type of moral stance to your argument. Y'all don't care how this country became a country. Y'all don't care if it was stolen from somebody else. Y'all have an issue with deportation, period. It doesn't matter if America was bought legitimately, if America was stolen, if America was colonized, if America, no matter how they got it, that's not your issue. The deportations are your issue. You're only going back to colonization to say, well, America's guilty anyway, so they kind of deserve it. That's the whole reason.
I didn't say that. I said I don't believe in deportation in general.
All of this arguing
what
about
if they deport you
agree
somewhere?
with colonization.
How would you like that?
Agree with colonization, sir? You would
how
still
would they,
have the
how
same.
would they like
Stop,
they
stop.
start to choose to deport you?
Stop it. Stop. You would still
when
have the
if they
same
decide that you deport black people? How would you feel? Would you agree
You
with
would
it then?
still have, and I did this the long way so you can flat out give all of your logic.
Would you agree with them deporting black people? Would you agree with them deporting black people?
Okay.
Would you agree with them deporting black people?
Foundational black Americans. They're not deporting
They
foundational
can switch
black
up on you at any moment and say we deporting you back to Africa, wherever the heck they want you.
Night. You have a good night. Did y'all see that? And I stretched it out long so y'all can see this is the questions that you asked to get his full logic out. Okay. He believes in ownership, but he doesn't. They all try to base it off of this morality. Like, well, technically, this is stolen land, and that means that this land doesn't belong to them. So how do they have the right to kick anybody out? No, that's not what you guys care about. Y'all don't care about no stolen land or nothing like that. Y'all don't. Because y'all could go anywhere in the world with that logic. Y'all only use that logic with America. Y'all quite literally do. Okay? And the reason for that is because y'all don't agree with deportation. Now, y'all can't really make a legitimate argument against deportation without having to go all the way back to colonization. That's the only way you guys are able to make any legitimate argument against deportation, by making it seem hypocritical. But as I just explained, okay, and exposed them, it don't matter how America became America. He would still disagree with deportation. But we got other people on the line. Let's get to the other callers. Let's see what they got to say. But you see how the logic was inconsistent from the beginning. Do y'all believe, before we go, y'all believe that he's a nomad who lives in a trailer park and he just roams around the country? He doesn't have any real legitimate address, real legitimate home. He lives off the grid, but he's calling into a YouTube live. Y'all believe that? Okay. I don't. I didn't buy that. I'm just saying. Can we put some caps in the chat room? Caller from area code 386. You're on live.
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing okay. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I'm a 76-year-old FBA, and I want to say everything is in good hands with young Black Americans.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Wherever your attention goes, that is where your energy flows. Dr. Claude Anderson has already laid the pattern down for us. So all we have to do is stay on code and everything will work out just fine. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate that. All right. Yep, that's true. Real talk. Appreciate you. Yeah, all of that. Man. Yep, that's what I'm talking. We handling it. We getting it done. We are getting it done. Absolutely. We handling it. We handling our business. All right. And he also said being against ICE is hypocritical. I think he meant for ICE. Okay. I'm just saying. All right now. Him and his whole family are nomads living in trailer parks that roam the country. All right. Caller from area code 34 and caller from area code 347.
Yo, what's up, Afro?
How you doing, brother? Talk to us.
Yeah, Vaughn Black here from Brooklyn, New York. You know, it's so much going through my mind that, one, I want to say it's very refreshing to hear the elderly people calling in to your young show and showing support. I just want to get that out the way first. I'm not going to stay long because I'm not long-winded. That's the first thing. The second thing is that sister who called earlier from California. She said Richmond, California. She shouldn't have to be going through that. And I'm trying to work on something here in Brooklyn where I'm at. I put the call to action out there. The response is slow because a lot of people are not serious. But you know, I'm trying to connect with the people that are serious. I'm trying to form a caucus here in Brooklyn for foundational freedmen, where we know, because New York City is overran with Caribbean people, overran, especially Brooklyn, Queens. It is just saturated, and the politicians. That woman, Yvette Clarke, she's from the 9th District here in Brooklyn, and she's the chair, I think, for the CBC. And I'm telling you, we got to do something, and all around the country where we at, we should be connected with each other, because that sister that's in Richmond, California, she shouldn't be by herself going through that, because we have to know where each other is. We you know, where we are in different districts and stuff like that, and we need to connect with each other. I don't know if it's by Zoom or, you know, some kind of way we can connect periodically with each other to know where we at. So when something like that happens, the folks can get right to her, and then they'll know she's not by herself.
Yeah.
That's one thing, and the other, like I said, the other thing is the movement is going so strong. If we can get a database in each state, in each districts where we reside at, just so we can know where we at, where the other people are at, because we spread out. Especially here in New York, there's not a lot of us here left like it used to be in the 80s and 90s. You know, the Caribbean started coming in heavy numbers. So, and then a lot of people in New York City were gentrified away to other states. They were just pushed out because the prices are too high here. But there's still quite a few 100,000 of us left here, and I think we should know each other. We should know where each other's at. And we can put hands on each other and reach out and touch each other at the drop of a dime. We should be able to do that, and not just in New York, but all around the country. And
yeah, we do need connections.
And you know, I put the call to action out there, you know, and I think we need to beat that drum. You know, some of the heavier influencers like yourself and Tariq and that. You know, y'all can mention that. You know, that would be, I would appreciate that if y'all can mention that. And the other thing is, I don't know if you're familiar with Lady Boulay, her channel.
Not particularly, no.
Right, but she's one of the ones that cracked the atom, fragmented the atom on this why people are losing their minds with this delineation thing. She did a video, and you can go check it out. Her channel, Lady Boulay, And the title of the episode is called White Proximity. And that's partially why these folks is losing their minds from Africa and the Caribbean. White proximity. They have been told a certain thing before they get here. And then once they get here and they see we have a continual relationship with white America, whether we want it or not. We don't even sweat it like that. But
I'm gonna have to get you. I'm gonna let you land your plane, but I want to make sure I get to all of the callers before we.
Okay, I won't stay long. Y'all go ahead, but I just wanted to get that to you. Y'all go ahead. I don't want to hold up time like that other cat that was just on, which he held up a lot of time. But I just wanted to make sure you get that. All right.
Yeah, appreciate you. Thank you.
We'll call it peace. All right.
All right. All right. Yeah, that dude took up a good 20 minutes of it. I had that one dude. He was like, "No, this is stolen land." You say you Choctaw, huh? Oh, you Choctaw, huh? Why are you worried about it? Why are you worried? Why? What you worried about, huh? What? Because he's like, they're deporting black people. They're not deporting FBAs. What you trying to say? You scared or something? Are you worried? Why are you worried? You know what I'm saying? You live off the grid. They ain't gonna find you. Caller from area code 904.
Hey, how you doing? I have some questions about. I'm going to meet the running governor in Florida sometime this week. I don't really want to say when.
Okay.
We have some, ops in the chat. And I have a list of questions that I was going to ask him, and I was wondering, is there anything you think I should ask him? Any other questions?
How many questions do you have?
About delineation mainly. Getting a bill. I don't want to say too much because.
Okay. Well, I would definitely. I would get his very unadulterated, clear stance on, first and foremost, reparations, specifically for foundational Black Americans. All right.
Okay.
Get his opinion on that. With cash. Because I don't want them to be like, yeah, reparations, and that's like what HBCU. Don't let them do like that. Okay.
Yeah.
I would get his opinion on that. I would get his clear stance on that. I would also get a very clear stance on. I would get a clear stance on where he feels immigrants belong, or his prioritizing immigrants in the Black community. I would say, well, I would ask. There's been studies that's shown and proven that immigration directly or predominantly harms the Black community, not as far as safety and as far as economics. So what is your stance, giving that information? What is your stance on immigration and its place in the Black community?
Yeah, I was gonna ask him that. He I'm talking about Fishback, right?
Mm-hmm.
He pretty much has the same stance from people I know in his team. He pretty much has the same stance on that. Especially what just happened this weekend with the those young kids who R-worded that girl in Miami and the guy in Senegal. That I was gonna ask about. Those delineation bills. I got some things. I got me and some other people. We've been chopping up some game about things I'm gonna ask them tomorrow. Well, sometime this week.
Good.
And we know about the reparations. I don't know if he's gonna. I'm gonna ask him about it. I'm definitely gonna hold him to the fire about that. It's a Republican state. I don't know where he's gonna stand on that, but I am gonna ask him about it.
Good.
And I also have some other.
Also don't forget to say, because of everything going on in this country, Black Americans, since you are going to bring up delineation, and that's a good thing, Black Americans also need a specific hate crime bill that will protect us. Okay, where the government the
I have
same
that
way,
written down.
and when you do it, always every single time you do it, pair that with what they did with Asians, because what they're going to say is, well, there's already hate crimes. I don't understand. The same way Asians gathered specifically for them, we need that specifically for us. Anytime you bring up the anti-black hate crime bill, immediately pair that with the Asian hate crime bill, because what they'll say is, well, there's already a hate crime, so why do we need that? So pair that with that, and get his stance, because what they will do is they will probably agree 100% on immigration, and they might even agree on delineation. However, when it comes to specific resources, that's where they draw the line. So they'll agree with getting rid of immigrants. They'll agree with maybe disaggregating census data. But when it comes to certain policies, legislation, resources, that's where they get cold feet. That's where they don't want to have a conversation any longer.
Yeah. And as far as another thing I want to ask, have you noticed on your channel that there has been like a uptick in views, like someone's botting your view count? I noticed it on you, Tariq, and Black Alpha Network's channels. That's like somebody, when y'all go live sometimes, someone's botting y'all's channels. I go and look at Roland Martin's channel and other, Pan-African YouTube channels. None of their channels is being botted with views, and it's only targeting FBA, you, Tariq. It happens sometimes. There's like an uptick, like 100,000 live viewers, and it'll drop very fast. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, that's happened. Where we've had like 100. We've had well over 100,000 people view a live, and then the views would stay up, and then they would go down, and then they would stay up and go down. So that shows that there's something in particular the algorithm has us like sanctioned off, and they play little games and stuff like that. Like other channels, they don't have that. Normally their live numbers are consistent, but we'll have like outrageous spikes of live viewers where it's like 10,000 people are watching right now. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And then the views don't reflect that. So it does happen. They always mess with us. So
okay, I don't want to hold you long. I have like two more questions. I work in the tech, like, computer science. I work in that field, programming. I have some ideas, which I know it's proven to work with, as far as getting, flooding the algorithm with, because they can, stunt your channel with, they'll try. We have, tethers and stuff, trying to bot views to kind of hurt the algorithm of y'all's channels. I have some other things. Is there a way I could, I don't know if I don't mind paying to talk with you for 30 minutes outside of, I don't want to give too much information, because there's a way, that we can get the message as far as like flooding the algorithm on like TikTok and Instagram with, segments from your channel, channel of clips from your channel, and really flood the algorithm, so we can further get our message out to more masses of people. Yes, that how do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, of course we want to reach as many people on the algorithm as possible. Of course we do. However, we don't want to run the risk of that backfiring. Like if they like determine that we're hacking the system or doing anything or buying views or buying bots or anything like that, and then we get pushed back, we don't want to take one step forward and then like two steps back with that, because then that can get us, when they find out that like views are illegitimate or anything like that, that will get you thrown off the algorithm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So we don't want to run into that problem either. I've known some people who
that
issue.
Okay. I've talked with some, some streamers. I'm in the Florida area, so I got access to some of these streamers, and I've talked to two of them, and I've talked to them about some things, and I've put some stuff together with me and a few other people I know. Yeah, and I just want to know is, off social off YouTube, because we have people listening. Is if they're if I possibly could email you and get this information to you, and we chop it up from there. I'm not talking about like buying views. I'm talking about just flooding, getting content inside the algorithm, like posting, views. I don't mind putting my own capital behind it just to get the message out.
Yeah. You can email me and we can have a conversation. I mean, if you're talking about just like being smart about the of course you should be smart with the algorithm, but as far as like trying to like bootleg anything or anything like that, then
some people saying in the channel, some people saying in the comment, I'm not talking about your channel, I'm talking about just you get what I'm saying, posting clips from your
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But,
some people don't
but I'm
understand
gonna let you that was your last question, right?
I got one more question, and I'm done after this. I don't know how far we're getting a long way. We've come a long way. Is there a way that you can create like a Discord or like a website? I wouldn't mind paying for it, or a Telegram where you can post media, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people in here, we watch your channel, and I'm doing this locally in my area. A lot of people, we know people and we just tune into your live, but we're not, a lot of the stuff that's going on that you talk about, and a lot of these stories we see on X that, maybe you retweet, or Tariq or someone, these different stuff that we could maybe share with people locally and get them into one like channel, like a Telegram, like a news channel. If everyone could start one, that would be even better. But if we could get them in one tunnel to block them away from, like, so when they get on X, they get distracted with the algorithm of seeing other people's videos. But if we could get them in one specific place so that they can see all the stuff that, that you're posting about, or other people, that they can repost your content, their own channels in different parts, like one in Ohio, one in Florida, one in Tennessee, Chicago. So we had different media outlets covering and reposting clips about different politicians, so that we can rally, local people and get them all inside this one echo chamber, and different outlets, different echo chambers, so that we can kind of pull the narrative our way when it comes to local politics and so forth.
Well, I mean, as far as us organizing and all that stuff, I'm not too familiar with Discord. I know some people use it, some people communicate with that. I'm not super familiar with the Discord like that, so I don't have like a page operating. I don't know of any app that I would feel comfortable, like safe, share, like everybody in the lineage being able to share, information or anything like that. If an app comes along, you know what I'm saying, that we can use and we can develop to communicate and all that stuff. And,
I'm not talking. I'm not talking. I see people.
But okay, I got you. Yeah.
Okay, all right,
maybe I gotta look into Discord. I don't know all of what Discord is about, so I gotta look into that. So
they have some new updates. Go ahead.
Yeah, maybe, but let me get to the rest of these. I gotta get to the rest of these callers real quick, though.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, all right. Caller from area code 704.
Yeah, how you doing tonight, brother Afro? Yeah, I'm trying to be short, man. After that guy came with that, how would I refer to it as, plebiscite, fake gypsy, anti-deportation babble with him. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to take this opportunity, bro, to tell you how much we appreciate you, man. I've talked to you a couple times on your program, man, and I'm a faithful watcher of what you do. Like I said, I just wanted to take this time to let you know how much I appreciate you, man, because like you guys are really changing the narrative, man, and history is gonna prove when we all look back many years from now, like just how important you guys and like, you know, I'll just put a little cap on it and call it the new black media, how important you guys and women, ZZ, all of them as well, have been to our lineage, man. You know, you guys, what you are doing is so organic, you know, it's from the grassroots, so it's coming up from the bottom and it's real and it's a groundswell, and opposed to, you know, Roland and Joy Reid and all them coming from the top, which is top down, and that stuff is like astroturf. You know what I mean? So what you guys do is so very important, man. You know, because a lot of us foundational Black Americans, Afro, we have children, we have jobs, sometimes 2 jobs, and you guys, our journalists in the B1 media, you guys do this incredible work, and we can go to you guys' channel and keep up on, you know, important issues that affect us directly, and you guys do the work for us. And we know we can't find it in mainstream, you know, media. So it's just incredible what you guys do, man. And I'm telling you, man, you guys are on the right side of history. And our lineage is so appreciative to you guys for what you do. Like, and you guys are codifying us. That's the most important thing. You guys teach us that politics should be transactional. These are things that we are learning because of you guys. And, you know, in the B1 media, you know, deportation, anti-mass immigration, you know what I mean, reparations, all of these great things that you keep in our mindset and in our lexicon, man. So I don't want to, you know, go on too long, man, but just thank you, man, for what you guys do, man, and keep up the great work, brother. We really appreciate you, man. Thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate that, brother. Bro. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you for your support. Thank you. All right. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That stuff warms my heart. I appreciate that. I do. Sincerely. Caller from area code 667. You're on live. I think you called before. Now you calling back. Caller from area code 667. Yeah, I remember saying 667. Yeah, you called before. You still not gonna talk? Come on, it's your second try at bat. Well, you have a good night. I don't know what's going on. Maybe you can't hear us or we can't hear you or something like that. I can't hear anything, so maybe another time. I appreciate the passion and the consistency. At least that person tried again. It just didn't work. Caller from area code 559. You're on live.
Hi, Afro Elite. I'll power the FBA.
How you doing? How you doing?
Oh man, I'll power the FBA, man. I was calling because of the sister in Richmond, because I'm from the Bay Area too, and I live in Los Angeles County, and the same thing has happened to me. Some people that moved across the street from me, they attacked my garbage cans. They keep their lights on into my house. They lights, and then when one of them leaves, the other one come, and they just out there. Now they start playing basketball. They hit the cars. They playing basketball. You know, like FBA people ain't gonna play no basketball in front of no car. They gonna move where the cars are not. So what they do is move where my car is. If I move my car up, they move the basketball thing, because I got a portable one, and they move the basketball thing, and they hit my car. And, you know, I've had to call the police several times and all of that.
you know, it's a mess. And I was looking at another thing where they were saying that's psychological warfare. You know, that's what they be doing to try to, when I kind of understood it a little more when the lady was talking and you said that was a hate crime. So I was like, okay, so that's what they doing. Because it's strange because a lot of the Mexicans live around here, and I'm a FBA. So when I noticed that they don't target the other people, they just targeting me. The only person they just targeting me. Whatever I do, they target me. And then it's a lot of them, and then it ain't no lot of me. You know what I'm saying? Because they come in drones and stuff like that. And I've thought about calling the people before ICE on their ass. Excuse my language, because it's just nerve-wracking. You know what I'm saying? And then I wanted to say the other guy that called in, he a tether for show. And I'm glad you picked up on that, because he was going around the Laura's house and around the circles and in circle to make it fit his narrative. You know, everything was his narrative. Then when you tried to like corner him, he already was ready for that, talking about I'm cha. Nigga, please. You know what I'm saying? You are something else, because you don't even answer like FBA. And if you was living off the grid, you wouldn't even have all them concerns. So I'm glad you picked up on that too. But yeah, I'm going through the same thing as the lady in Richmond, but in a different way, because they using lights with their cars. They, you know, when FBA pull up, they ain't finna just leave their car lights on for hours. I mean, it'd be hours, 5 hours. And then the next person come and do it. Then sometimes it'd be 2 and 3 of them with their lights on. And then they'll drive up in their driveway backwards so their lights could be facing me, and they'll just turn them high beams on. But see, the thing is, it be coming through the window, so the light is coming through the window. So we put curtains up and try to make them thicker and stuff, but you can still see the lights from out there. But it ain't bothering us like they think it is. But it is nerve-wracking. And I got it all on video. I got it on, because I got cameras, like you said, all around the house. So I got it on video. I've called the police. I got them coming out on video. I got them coming to my house on video. And all they do is go talk to them, and then they'll stop it for right then and there. But as soon as the police leave, they start doing it right again the next day. Or if they see you, you know, comfortable, and you in your house and you relaxed, then they'll pull the thing out, because they trying to get your attention, because I'm not going out there to, you know, entertain it. So since I'm not entertaining it, they gonna try to hit your car or something that, you know, they know you're gonna entertain them naturally.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's been going on with me.
And this is one of the things too. I'm glad that you guys are consistently calling the cops. Even if the cops aren't doing anything, y'all need to do that, because that gives you guys the evidence that you guys need. That's a paperwork. That's a paper trail to say, this is not a one-time incident. This is not something that's happened every so often. This is a recurring incident from the same exact people that are specifically targeting me. All right. So therefore, you know, if some do happen, you have that paperwork to rely on. You can also say, hey, the cops didn't do anything. I called them a whole bunch of times and they didn't do anything.
A million
you get
times.
all of that as protection. And if you want to pursue hate crime charges or ICE, you know, then you got all of the paperwork that you need.
I also want to shout out Mari Starr. He called you. He was the other guy that called you from the 347 number, I think. And that's Mari Starr. I want to shout him out too. Maurice, he said you did a good job. You're doing a good job. That's my good friend. You don't even know. He's a big celebrity. He the one started New Kids on the Block and all them. He just called into your show. Yeah, that was him. I know him personally. So yeah. And another thing, Huey Flea Newton, don't be coming out in Oakland trying to talking about you a Black Panther, going to people's mama's house, trying to con them and acting like you a Black Panther, and you giving all that fake paperwork up and stuff. Yeah. That lady got some family members. You can't do that. I just want to put that out there too.
Okay, so I thank you so much for listening, and I got your email. I will send you all the videos. I got a million of them, and I got police, and I got their cards, and every time, because I call them a million times a day, and I don't even like black people. We don't like calling the police because it's snitching, kind of like that's how we feel. But in this situation, it's like they're pulling a hate crime on me, and I'm protecting myself because. You know, everybody know FBA don't want you messing with their car.
Yeah,
Don't mess with the FBA car. Don't be hitting your car, hitting my car with no ball and all that. We got paint jobs and all that stuff. We don't want our car getting hit. We cherish our stuff. You know what I'm saying? We take care of our things. And the near fact, that's how you know they not FBA, because nobody FBA don't even teach their kids to do stuff like that. They don't teach their kids that that's a nice thing to do to people.
Yeah, but let me
that's straight hate. That's
I'm gonna let you land because I gotta wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm landing my plane. I've been landed.
Before you go,
but it's just so comfortable to talk to you.
I would also before you finish, I would also recommend that you get like one of those meta glasses or smart glasses. And the reason for that is because you're able they'll be a lot more open to like
clearer.
You know, say the N-word or anything like that. They'll be a lot more open if they feel like, or if they don't know they're being recorded. It's a lot easier for you to catch them red-handed versus if you having a cell phone up and you holding the phone up to their face and all that stuff, or you looking at the
one of them told me. One of them told me, since they know they're getting taped, why don't you post it so we can get famous? I said, oh no, I'll never post you ever. You'll never get no clout from me.
Well, I mean, keep it.
So anyway, that's all. That's what I'm going through over here. It's a mess. It's so nerve wracking, but I'm strong because I'm FBA, and we've been through more than this in life. So this ain't nothing but a little, touch on the shoulder. You know what I'm saying? But it is nerve wracking, and like you said, high blood pressure and all that, heart attacks and all that stuff come from stress, and it is a stressful situation. Even though you're strong and you can handle it, and we can do that, but it's still stress that we should not be dealing with.
Yeah, that's true.
Period.
Sure.
Okay, I'll land my plane. Thank you so much. I'm gonna email you some of the stuff, and then you'll know who I am. All right. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Cool. All right, then. All righty then. Yeah. And the cops are in on it. The cops want you to run out of town. They're all in on it. So that's why they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything because they are part of the whole operation. Caller from area code 424.
What's up, Afro Elite, brother Afro Elite? How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm Dominique. I called in before from the Los Angeles area. Actually, I've been in California for the last 40 years and lived in Los Angeles for a good part of that. Now I'm back in Northern California in Sacramento, go out to the Bay Area quite often. So these sisters that have called in from California saying how the Mexicans are basically taking over out here. Basically, that's true. I mean, especially in Los Angeles, but it's all over California. And I just want to say that before I go into that, I am so proud of you, Professor Black Truth, Tariq, people like that, Brother Marcel, because we are keeping the message strong.
Mm-hmm.
FBA is taking over this thing, and I'm so proud that we have representatives like you guys. You're not the leaders, but you are our representatives. And I'm also a representative in everyday life, and so is all the rest of us. Yeah. All we have to do is keep on doing what we're doing, representing what we represent. We don't need a leader like that lady that called in. We don't need no leader. Everybody who is FBA is a representative. I'm 100% FBA. Daddy from Martinsville, Virginia. Mama's family is from North Carolina, Eden, North Carolina. So, you know, all we got to do is keep doing that. And I'm so proud of how all of our brothers and sisters are owning FBA. We have defined ourselves and we're owning it, and I'm so proud of that.
Looks like it was a little technical thing going on, but I appreciate that, brother. Yeah, we all representing, all of us. Oh, what just happened? Oh man, what just happened? Hold on. Oh, did they just hang up? Hold on. Okay. Oh, hold on. I don't know what just happened with that, but go ahead. Go ahead. Uh-huh. Mm. Hold on. They saying they can't. Hold on. No audio. They're saying no audio for the caller. Hold on. Oh. Oh wow. It just okay. Hold on for a second. Oh wow. It's saying no audio. Hold on for 1 second, y'all. Now y'all can't hear the caller. It literally just tripped like that. Hold on. Give me 1 second, caller. You can hear me and I can hear you, but they can't hear. So I gotta set that up. Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Thank you for calling our guest call-in line. Please enter the show or meeting number and press.
Enter your 6-digit PIN number.
Okay. Okay.
We did not receive a response. Goodbye.
Oh my God. Okay, this thing is really having an issue right now. Hold on. Let me try this. Let me try this again.
Thank you for calling our guest call-in line. Please enter the show or meeting number and press pound.
What's going on? Oh boy. Wow. What is going on with my... Okay. Yeah, we're going to have to wrap things up in a little bit. I have to wrap things up in a little bit. No, they can't hear you right now. What the hell? Hold on for 1 second. Hold on for 1 second. Okay. Okay, hold on. Yeah, hold on for 1 second, brother. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. I don't know what just happened. They just froze me out, so make this adjustment real fast. Okay. Okay, can you guys hear him now?
Can you guys hear me in the chat now?
Y'all can hear him, right?
Just hang up right here.
Can y'all hear him?
Can y'all hear
Yeah,
me?
y'all hear him. Okay, go ahead. Boy, what was that?
Oh, they can hear me now?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Oh, okay, cool. So basically, what I was saying was that FBA is shaking up the table, and I'm so proud of us. And so what we have to do is stay vigilant, because there's a lot of people out there trying to villainize us. They're trying to corrupt the movement. They're trying to appoint somebody as a leader. They're trying to do anything they can to try and derail us. And I'm so proud of us for sticking together and staying on track so far. All we got to do is keep doing that. Keep doing that, brothers and sisters. Keep doing that. Just look at your fellow FBA and say, that's my brother over there. We on the same page and we're going in the same direction. Just keep doing that. So, we're going to keep on patronizing people like Afro Elite, Tariq, and all these other people. They may not be our leaders, but they're on the spear's tip. They're the vanguard of what we're doing, is what they are. So, we're gonna keep doing that. We're gonna get these suckers out of here, and we're on the side of history. We're gonna get our reparations. We're gonna get everything that's coming to us, and we're gonna show the world the power of FBA. So with that, I'm gonna land, and I want every one of my lovely brothers and sisters out there, FBA brothers and sisters, to have a good night, and just remember who you are. It's my final words.
Yes, sir.
So I'll land.
Yes, indeed. All right. Appreciate that. All right, we'll get to last couple callers here. Oh boy. Okay, now this is your third time. You keep calling back. Area code 667. And now if you don't say anything, I'm just gonna assume that you're trolling. And that's not a good thing to do. So let's not troll. Okay. All right. Area code 667 must be a troll. You're wasting time, so that's okay. That's all right then. Just make sure area code 667 doesn't do that anymore. All right. Caller from area code 510. You are on live.
Hey, how you doing, Afro Elite?
I'm good. How you doing?
I just want to, all right. I just want to say, the lady from Richmond, now I lived in Richmond, and that's how it is. The police don't do nothing. They don't do nothing out there. But shoot, I'm ready for them to leave. Okay, because too much going on. And they let them get away with a lot of stuff. So, you get tired of it. And that's what's been happening. And to the guy that said he was Indian, now he reminded me of one of the guys, right? Now you got these people in Oakland, okay? They go in these vacant parking lots, Wood Street, you can look it up. They go in these vacant parking lots, and they go in there and live. They take a year for them to get out, but can't no black folks do that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's time for everybody to go. Period.
It's true.
That's all I gotta say. They gotta go. Thank you.
They gotta go. Real talk, they gotta go. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for that. All right, let's get to caller from area code 678.
Good evening, Afro. How you doing? Can you hear me well?
I hear you. Yeah.
Hey, yeah, the reason why I was calling because I was very concerned as far as those two elderly FBA ladies. And I'm not sure if this was mentioned already because I'm like, look, I listened to the whole situation and it sounds to me like they're looking for easy, soft targets. What it brought to memory was that single mother that white lady kept over and over, verbally attacking her children and bullying her children. And then when the mother went and knocked on the door, she then unalived her because she figured that her white privilege would kick in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you remember that story.
I do.
But the thing is that they're not worried about the cops. I think they're kind of checking to see if, they got any family members, specifically any men, whether because they're in their 70s, whether their son or somebody's going to come through to show that they got backup. And if they don't see that, then they might try to do something. So all I'm saying is that we need to look out for these ladies. I don't even know where they at, but somebody needs to look out for them.
Yeah, that's true. We need to keep all the documentation, but they need to, even if they do live by themselves, they need to have their sons, their grandsons, their brother, any type of male of pretty much any age, to be honest. Just coming through frequently enough for them to feel like, because they wouldn't. Notice that was the very first question I asked her. Do you stay by yourself?
Right.
That was the very first question. I did not. Did you record it? Do you stay by yourself? And when she says yes, I'm all like, okay, well, that's why they're doing that.
Yeah. Some male, a man needs to come through. Specifically a man. Like I said, they ain't worried about the cops.
They're not.
They looking to see if they got backup. Yeah, they would not be doing this if they had any sense that they got some kind of backup.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I just wanted
even though she should keep some type of power tool device on her, they still, because she's an older woman, they will still feel like they will be able to ambush her if they wanted to. That's what they feel like.
Yeah.
Okay? So they don't feel that level of comfortability around a male. If there was a male, even if he was an older male, even if he was around the same age or whatever the case is, they'll think twice before doing it.
Right.
So yeah, she needs somebody to come through. You know what I'm saying? Make their presence known or whatever. Make it be known, like, okay, well, this is the nephew or something like that. He knows all of that.
Right. Exactly. Anyway, so by the way, I just want to tell you that I'm very proud of you and how you have built up your platform to the point that it is, and you're doing an excellent job.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's a good point.
All right.
As far as protecting those sisters, and once we get to all the information and stuff like that, there was one case where there was some suspected white supremacists that were harassing some black woman. I think it was in Long Island, New York. This was around 2020. We had a whole bunch of brothers, like this black biker gang, pull up. And they pulled up and they were all in the front yard and everything like that, ran them completely out. Ran them totally out.
Exactly.
So they don't do that when they do that when they feel like there's a single female by herself, They'll do that. But they ain't gonna do that if they don't feel that way.
Right. They're looking for soft targets.
Mm-hmm. And even the cops will operate differently because the cops, they understand that a female would just keep calling the cops. A male was only going to call the cops a few times before he stopped calling the cops and do something else.
Right.
So.
Yeah. That's exactly the point. So we need some kind of male backup to go look out for those elderly sisters.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm gonna try to be in contact with them. I'm gonna get all the information and all that stuff. Try to see what we can do about that, about both their situations.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. But I appreciate your call, brother. Thank you.
You got it, brother Lee.
Yeah. Yeah, they all tough and all that stuff in front of to an elderly woman, who's staying by herself, and I bet you, she said this been going on for a while. I bet you it started off real slow. If she's still listening, I'm pretty sure it started off real slow. They probably knocked her trash can down. They see nobody came out, and they escalated and escalated and escalated and escalated or whatever to see, and they be all like, okay, well, we seem like she stayed by herself. Okay. And a lot of them, where do you think the cops go home to? You don't think the cops know? Like, come on now. And even if the cops didn't know them, they ain't trying to waste no time protecting nobody black. So, of course, they don't want you there anyway. Caller from area code 484.
That's me. How you doing?
It,
yeah, I'm calling from Philadelphia, and I just wanted to congratulate you on your show, man, on your platform, and I just wanted to thank you for enlightening me and on FBA and on the movement, man. I just wanted to congratulate you on that.
Well, thank you.
And yeah, so yeah, I'm foundational Black American, and I'm from here. And yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I follow you, and I appreciate everything you do.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your support. I really do. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Right, bye.
Bye. All right, y'all. All righty then. Now I'll wrap things up. Make sure we end that on a good note. Okay. Ending all that. Hold on. We want to end that on a good note. Make sure there's no shows going on. All righty then, y'all. All right. Family, we've been on here. Shout out to on the Cash App. Shout out to Constance. I appreciate your support on Cash App. Thank you very much. I appreciate y'all. And we've been up here for over 3 hours, y'all. 3 hours on a Monday evening. 3 hours on a Monday evening. Much respect to y'all. Thank y'all. We got some good stuff coming up. There's a lot we got to already talk about. It's already the beginning of the month, and there's already so much stuff we got to talk about. So we're going to be in here. It's going to be jam-packed, y'all. It's going to be jam-packed. But I appreciate it. We in here. Black History Month is over. Now we got to get to Black History Year. Now we got to get to the next Black History Month. No, you said Black History Month. No. You mean the February version of Black History Month. See, every month is Black History Month. We just got done with the February version. Okay, that was like the first version. Okay, now it's time to move on to the second version. Okay, which is March. Somebody said melanated March. I like that. Am I from California? No, I'm Chicago. But I know people in California, so we still can help or whatever. Plus, raising the issue can help anyway. You know what I'm saying? But don't worry, we can get stuff done. We national here. Okay, we got people. I was checking my algorithm last night. We got a whole bunch of people listening in California. So shout out to LA. Shout out to California. So we're gonna make sure we get that situation taken care of, and more importantly, we're going to make sure that we prevent further escalations, and we're going to make sure we prevent situations like that from repeating itself, not just with them, but with our sisters in general, because that's how they like to operate. They're like little hyenas. If you watch the Animal Planet shows and you'll see the hyenas, they'll like circle around and they'll kind of like stalk you. What hyenas do, because hyenas, when it comes to the animal kingdom, when you know, you compare them to lions and these bigger cats, jaguars, and all that stuff, hyenas are really not that strong. Okay, they're not that strong and they're not that fast. But what hyenas will do is they'll like chomp at the prey bit by bit. They'll like chomp at the prey bit by bit, and they'll allow the prey to get worn down, because they're not fast enough to really catch nobody. They're not a cheetah. They're not strong, so they'll just circle around and they'll wear you out. That's what hyenas do. You guys can go look that up. Go to YouTube, Animal Planet, all that stuff. And that's how these people do. You know, they don't often make a super big move right in the middle, right in the beginning, but they'll like wear you out to either you leave or they'll wear you out to, you know, they ambush you. That's how they operate, like with a hyena mindset. So we just got to make sure that we got our lions and lionesses lined up so we can protect the hive, to protect the pride. I mean, protect the pride. That's what I mean. That's all we got to do. But I'm glad they called in. I'm glad they let us know. And I'm glad I'm going to have to check my email later to see all of the information that we got, you know. So we're going to make sure that gets taken care of, because that's definitely going to be a priority. That's definitely going to be a priority. So that being said, family, thank you guys for listening. Okay. We're going to be back on our regular program. We ended off Black History Month, the February version of Black History Month, with a bang. So I think we did good. I think we did pretty good. So we on our way starting off the next Black History Month really well. So shout out to that. Shout out to you guys. Shout out. All right. We got a lot going. We got a lot of good stuff going. So good. That's good. That's good. All right. That being said, family, appreciate y'all. Black first salute to every single last one of y'all. I appreciate you guys for being here with us. Thank you all. Thank you all. Everybody who called in, everybody who listened on the live, everybody who listened on the playback, everybody who, you know, liked, shared, subscribed, all of that good stuff. All of that good stuff. If you guys haven't done it yet, now is your chance to hit that like button. If you haven't, I would greatly appreciate that. It helps us with the algorithm. If you're new, consider subscribing. Join the family. Consider subscribing. If you guys have been subscribed, just double check. You know, you're going to be playing games. Just double check. And then hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything that we post or go live anytime. All right. So with that being said, family, I'll see you guys later. Thank you all. Y'all stay blessed.